No, not that. Hello, everyone. I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and today we are playing another episode of Star Trek Return to the Frontier, following after the adventures of the USS Andromeda. And we have a bunch of new support characters in our lineup, but I'm sure we won't get any of them killed, especially the ones I made, because I will be angry. But other than that, I give it over to the GM.
I could be the DM. We could do a dungeon. Um,
Everyone, break out your
go
5 point
ahead,
robots.
Inverni.
Oh, yes. First officer's log, stardate 2463.7. I am beginning to worry about the Commodore. She's been irritable and unsure of herself. If she were a human, this would occasionally be normal or even expected for someone under the burdens of command, all the more so having been promoted. But she's a Vulcan, and that is what gives me a cause for concern. But perhaps the survey mission she's requested from the Admiral is the cause of this change, as she has asked me to lead the away team, though she has also said that she has reason to visit the planet. We are looking for one of Vulcan's earliest deep space stations, built while humans were coming to grips with the first appearance of the Black Plague. Though the Commodore has placed me in command, nothing can be recorded or removed without her or Artana's permission, as Vulcan is exceptionally wary of non-Vulcans looking at their historic sites. And log. And we have one directive, and that is to learn the nature of Haskto Station.
Oh, and I just to clarify, because it
Oh,
may be confusing. Um, the planet, um, the outpost is named after the planet, and it's an outpost on the planet. It's not a space station. I think I did write space station, but
you did write Deep Space Station.
it is a way station that spaceships come to, but it was not built in space. It's on the ground.
Because God hates it.
Got you. That's probably a translation error. Let's call it that.
Oh, I did finish.
So we come onto the bridge as Senior Chief Griffin confirms stable orbit's been achieved over Haskto.
Over to you, Captain.
Very good.
As you will actually see that Inferni's in command of the bridge.
Well,
Oh,
you'd still
but-
say Captain, so
That feels so strange. Thank you, Griffin. All right. Let's try to ascertain the specific location. Unless we have that already, I don't know if that's in the Vulcan records.
Reason command difficulty 1.
Reason command.
Oh no, I guess you're
Um,
looking for a location. I would take Reason Con. Now that I think about
I'm
it.
fine with command.
But I was well, yeah, I could accept either one. Con is to like look over the briefing and try to figure it out. Con is to try to take note of it geographically.
Yes. I have a cotton person. They're in the chair over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
hi.
your choice. I'd accept either way.
Yeah. I'll go with command. It's only a 1 point difference. It's not like he's terrible at con. However, focuses may be less than ideal, potentially.
Anything about
Astrometrics.
no, it'd need to be something about mission planning or
Yeah, no.
polar navigation.
No.
Leadership, anything like that.
Mediation. No.
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 Yes.
No.
No.
What was the difficulty I was looking for? Sorry.
1.
1. Oh, okay.
And the ship
In
will
which
give you
case-
computers con.
Did you take threat, or has it disappeared from my screen?
Oh, I will do that. Is one of those 1 threat episodes.
I was just looking, and I was like, huh?
Revere, that is not a
Has
challenge
not.
to get 100 threat, by the way.
He can
Yes, it
do it.
is.
Challenge accepted. Stovacor or bust, baby.
I will, however, give you an additional threat.
Almost at a 2 threat episode now. That looks like. Oh, you don't get the second die. 5 momentum gained.
Okay. So that said, actually, I mean, I'll save it for now because I might need to ask questions. But
You know the location of the former landing site that ships used because there's still detectable amounts of structural materials, metals and concrete and stuff. But the records don't indicate exactly where the facility was in relation to that. But it shouldn't be difficult to find once you go down.
no. And really, we should take a look at the landing site and go from there anyway. That said, is the landing site this is just through command stuff, so I don't know if this question can actually be asked, but I'll ask it anyway, and you'll tell me if yes or no. Relatively safe to land at still.
I'll take that for momentum.
Yep.
Yes. You could receive light damage to the landing gear only because there are some structural materials embedded in the ground that are strong enough to do that.
Mhm.
But effective use of the sensors and the and careful landing could probably avoid that. And it is a good place to land because the landing site was built in an area of exposed bedrock for that reason, because it would be able to handle large vessels.
Yeah, okay, so definitely well within acceptable risks. And this is large enough for the Andromeda as a whole.
It's large enough for the fleet 2 times over.
Oh, okay. Well then. That said, that's the question I wanted. I'm going to do this now before you say it's too late. Expedition expert.
Okay.
2 momentum. Get that. Congratulations.
Doop, doop, doop.
And I don't have to give you it in threat.
For once.
Yes.
Acceptable.
All right. I'm going to assist you, Griffin, by pointing out various hazards via the sensors, but I would like you to put the ship down in the landing area here.
Well, I'd like.
Lieutenant, shouldn't we
Yes.
be contacting whoever their flight control is to let them know that we are landing?
I don't believe they have one. I thought this was abandoned.
The outpost there is a colony that is not.
Oh, my misunderstanding. Prepare to land. And
Get
you're just helm now. Wait a second. Khan
Mhm.
contact the colony. And the captain's put me in charge, so I guess I'm the one doing the talking.
And I'll tail the landing area.
Control. Engineering. Is comms normally engineering or science? Does the book give a suggestion?
Engineering.
Security.
Okay.
The engineering task normally. I think it's security when you're
Yeah,
like doing something.
if communications is the transmission of energy, then I guess it could be security. He shot me. That's a message.
Security is like
Yeah.
cryptography and stuff like that. Or
Yeah, I know. Yeah, control security difficulty 0.
communication
by the
systems
ships.
focus.
Communications. Engineering.
Roger.
Yes.
I'll grab a momentum just to dig a little. Just to dig a little. And the ship automatically rolls a 1, sorry, because I'm comms officer. It's 4.
Delightful.
All right. Go ahead and roll for the ship then. Oh,
It'll load into the roll 20.
okay. Yeah, you're right. It only rolls 1 dice and it automatically rolls a 1.
Yep.
Okay. 4 momentum gained.
Oh wait, this ship's weird. That's right. Didn't it roll more than one thing? Only if it's for sensors. That's when it rolls more, right? It's been a bit.
And you hear this is Hasco. You have contacted the governor's or the administrator's office.
Hello, Hasco. This is the USS Andromeda, and you are speaking with Lieutenant Inverni.
What is your purpose?
We're here to take a look at the former way station. This is a mission that has been assigned to us through the Admiralty at request of my captain.
Transmit your authorization.
It'll nod to Artana.
And I'll send off our code.
This authorizes you for that purpose. It is the administrator's request that you stay within the area listed in your authorization, and those crew who are non-Vulcan refrain from visiting the colony.
This is understood, Haskell. Is there
You
anything
have
further? Oh,
permission to land in any suitable clearing you can find outside of the colony boundaries.
thank you, Haskell. Is there anything further we should be aware of or that you would like us to be aware of?
You are Starfleet personnel. It is assumed that you are capable of looking up all of our ordinances and keeping them so no further transmissions are required.
Of course. Thank you, Haskell.
And the channel will close.
Suppose it never hurts to ask. Hasn't been taught on Vulcan for a while. Just looks
What
at
are you, pleasant people, aren't they?
Old Vulcans like to presume, I think the phrasing is, presume competence of an assigned officer. Though some are a bit pointed about assuming it or foisting it upon you rather than just being friendly.
One would think competence is asking questions.
Why ask a question when
Difference
you
in
know it
philosophies.
within, sir? I say, holding it over my heart like I actually... I am quoting something, but I don't look at it at all.
Okay. The landing proceedings, please, Griffin, and he'll press a button on the trigger.
Sure.
Just be like, this is Inverni to Solaris. Just to let you know, Captain, that we have arrived at Hasco and we have the landing clearances needed.
Okay.
I will take control. No, fitness. Yeah, fitness command difficulty 2, as Inverni is competent. They should be able to handle mundane tasks without intervention.
Okay. Okay. Let me pull up a sheet. It's taking me a second to
Well,
load. Okay. You said control command?
Yes.
Control command difficulty 2. Is that what
Politely
you
filling
said?
in the captain gives her stress.
Is it difficulty 2? That's what you said, GM?
Yes.
The trait of Vulcan, is that helping or hurting here? Or is that what's causing this?
It's it is been taken into account,
Alright.
and the difficulty remains 2.
Okay. I assume we have no momentum. I can't see the things
No,
again.
you have 5.
Oh, okay. I can't see the bottom of the screen. All right. Yeah, take 3 momentum and let me roll. All right, I'll let it stand.
Oh, I will point out you can take 2 stress to make this a difficulty 0.
The dice already hit the table, so I'll let this stand as it is.
You may respond, but failure means that Solaris is short of interest in dealing with Inverni. They're irritated.
All right. Yeah, then she just says, I am proud of you for being able to handle basic aspects of your job. Please report back to me when you have made meaningful progress on your mission. And she closes the comm.
Imagine the bridge kind of goes quiet for a second.
There's the I want to say something. The Italian wants to speak, but I cannot.
Uh-huh.
You can see your hands.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, just wave your hands around. That'll do it.
Eritana will give a pointed look to everyone else in the bridge just to get a sort of get back to work look. Like, never mind what the XO and CO are doing. Get back to your work.
Right. Okay. The human complement will not forget this. Proceed with landing.
I will take a 7.
Hey, GM.
Yep.
I'm assuming the captain's been acting a little weird for a few days or something now.
That is correct.
Revere has served with her before this assignment for several years now at this point. Has he ever?
I would have to ask you how long.
How long what?
So we have played 2.5 years.
Okay.
How long before that 2.5 years?
Let me
Because you could have worked your way up. You started the game as a Lieutenant Junior Gate, right?
Yes.
So if you started serving under Soloris as an
Yes.
engineer, the longest I think this could be is 7.5, 8 years.
Yeah, I was assigned to her under into the engineering department in the Bellerophon.
Mhm.
So you can tell me, but it has to be between 8 years and 3.5 years.
Let's do like 6.
Ooh.
Um, you can roll. Actually, hold on to that thought. I'll come back to you when we have you in a scene. Good,
Okay.
good thought. To land the Andromeda, I believe is Control Con difficulty 2, or is it Daring Con? Control Con difficulty 2, assisted by Structure Con.
Well, you see, I've used the arc that I finally remembered that I had to make
do
it so
what?
I can do that easier. I have a good control now.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I had a good one before, but I have a better one now.
I've seen your character sheet. I doubt you have any control.
I have
Lump
a
out.
stat
Oh
control.
my god, getting roasted.
I have
Good
fine
try.
motor capability.
Does the station not have tractor beams to catch us, or an automated system, or is it a manual landing
With
site?
Griffin's level of muscular control, she could probably do it alone.
Exactly. Control 12, daring 12. Sorry, what was the difficulty on that?
2.
Cool. I'll buy 1 die with threat. Might as well. And focus in atmospheric flight.
And there was the science assist force
Oh,
sensors.
Yes. That would be reason science.
So that's just that. Oh, we talked about this when we were doing it initially, and we got slightly sidetracked.
No, you're
And
fine.
we'll find it if it works. It doesn't. We thought about it. So
Maps? I don't need no stinking maps.
4 momentum gained as there's a slight rocking as the ship sets down.
Very good.
Nice and smooth there.
Like a glove.
Kaufman will stand up and say, I'll go check out the landing site and report back, Lieutenant. Do you need any of my people for the away team? Or
Kaufman
me,
is
for that matter?
Yes,
security.
From
correct?
here on out, we always take security people with armor and rifles with us wherever we go. Every time we leave the goddamn ship.
Yeah, that can't make things difficult for us ever.
We'll need one of your personnel. I would highly suggest that the other is with you outside the ship, or that at least someone else is with you outside the ship. Buddy
Hi,
systems and all
Lieutenant.
that.
I'll leave Coral with you and take Shishirin. And she goes to check out the landing site.
All right. And while she's doing that, everyone else, Griffin, Revere, Tana, let's arrange ourselves what away team we need to proceed with this task.
So what do we know
Expect to
about
have
this
to
place?
hotwire a ship down there, Lieutenant?
No, but you're very good at hiking and finding trails.
Yeah, fair enough.
So what do we know about this place?
And Vernie asked all the questions they wanted. They could tell you what they learned.
It's a very old Vulcan way station or navigation point on the planet's surface, predating the colony. By very old, I mean humanity was in the medieval period dealing with the Dark Age, so swords and armor.
Oh, during when the Cations were just experimenting with warp. I got you.
This a salvage mission, sir, or
New exploration.
How long's the station been dormant?
I am not entirely certain.
What? We're in 2262. So
Yes.
13, 14, 1500 years.
It's like tapping at a pad while he's like, I
I was
have
about
no
to say-
idea.
I was about to say, you know, we're talking about the time of Justinian.
No, it's pretty much the, I'm not entirely certain, pad tapping about 1500 years.
Well, the Vulcans are pretty good about sealing stuff up neatly. I'm assuming the planet's atmosphere is breathable.
It is, although it's very
thawing out
arid.
so bring water.
Bring your humidifiers.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to grab my engineering kit, obviously. A beacon, some rope.
As you go to do that, Soloris, do you plan on bringing anyone with you on your adventure?
I would bring Aratana, but I think Aratana will be useful on the other journey. So,
We just straight up couldn't do anything without our time.
yeah, exactly. Ooh, this is a good question.
It would want to be someone you consider a friend.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking of either grabbing Revere and bringing Revere along or going alone.
Should we resolve the role about if Revere has seen
Sure.
this before?
So not before this, after
Okay.
this. If regardless of the outcome, that's when I'll resolve it.
Sure. He will order Revere up to her. She will order Revere to meet her in her quarters to discuss it with him.
So as you're starting to grab gear, you get called away, and it doesn't seem like you're going to be able to join the team, at least on their initial jaunt. You may have to catch up with them.
Fair enough. I will buzz the door.
Well, hold on.
Oh,
Um,
never mind then.
as you're walking there,
Just so excited to play.
You kind of think over some ideas you've had about Commodore's disposition lately, and you can give me insight.
Milestone well spent.
Medicine.
Damn it.
Didn't think of that.
Difficulty
Perfect.
3.
What do you mean you're
okay.
bad at medicine?
So I'm not really.
And the normal difficulty would be 2, but you haven't known Soloris long enough to know this, but you have known her long enough to have met a couple of people who did know her at the relevant time. So you have heard you've heard things, but you weren't there.
Okay,
Bird
so
things.
take a do we have momentum?
6.
Take a momentum. Because being worried about the captain, I've been reading up on things. So I'm going to do the reading and have a focus and use science for this role instead of medicine.
Your focus, I will tell you after you succeed or not, because it would give away the answer.
Fair enough. Okay, so this is difficulty 3.
War
We
tribunals.
do have. So I guess take. I kind of want to get this, so I'm just going to spend. Take 5 momentum and a threat for a full mit. Okay.
That's 2 momentum gained. The focus you used was Vulcan courting rituals.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Did you not realize what this was?
You
Did not.
You've never been to Haskto, and you struggled to think about when you might where you might have heard of it, because it seems familiar. And on your way, you remember when you came on board the Bellerophon as an ensign, there was a chief who, anytime creative thinking was required to solve a situation without permission, he would say to do it like the lieutenant on Haskto, or some version of that. And you got the impression that some kind of that she got involved in something personal that caused a big issue, but no one who was not directly involved was really let in on it. But you've kind of discerned throughout the years that there is some there is some
And to put it delicately,
romantic connection.
Okie dokie.
Like Paris,
So-
but it smells better.
Oh,
okie dokie.
yeah, you kind of put all that together as you arrive at the door.
All right, I will buzz the door.
Yeah, you open the door to see Solaris with a Solaris not in uniform, wearing some traditional Vulcan robes with a Kyathra on her back, packing away some things, and she says, "Lieutenant, I have to engage in some personal matters aboard the colony. For the sake of the crew, it might be, for the sake of record keeping in the crew, it might be advisable if I had someone to tag along to come with me to observe the events. Should I not be able to tell them back? I'm not ordering you to join me. However, if you would prefer to engage in the exploration with the first officer.
What's a Kyathra? The player doesn't know.
The big Vulcan loot thing.
Oh, okay. The loot thing, not the. It's not the Lurpa.
Yeah, the Lirpa is the sword.
Right.
Or I was also gonna say the jangly bell things.
Jing, 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 jing. What hast thou got into, Solaris?
Do you say it like that?
No. I'm calling back to Amok time. I'm perfectly happy to accompany you, Captain, but won't the administration of the colony take exception to a non-Vulcan?
I do believe I have enough sway to allow for one outside observer.
Then, of course, I'll do whatever I can to help. Any special equipment I should consider bringing?
No, at this moment, I believe your engineering kit should suffice.
Very well. Would I kind of nod at her dress and go, should I dress in civilian clothing?
GM, do I know how the people of this colony have responded to Starfleet in the past?
I'll take a momentum.
All right, go ahead.
His clothing is not going to affect their opinion of him.
All right, then
Their
she
opinion
says,
is going to be outsider regardless.
then she's going to say, unless you shave that fur and grow some pointy ears, I'm afraid their opinion of you will not be changed based off of your dress.
My ears already kind of pointy, kind of twitch forward at that and then lay back.
Fair enough.
Very well, Captain. Then I'm ready whenever you are.
Then she hoists the bag onto her back and we'll keep going. GM, do I have to spend a momentum for a Lurpa? Or not Lurpa, a Cathyra. Oops, I was not bringing a Lurpa. They got me confused.
And
I'll take a
Revere
momentum
wants
for that.
a high-tech canteen.
That is that's acceptable without cost.
Okay.
That's would be required gear.
Okay.
So we catch you in the hallway as the two of you are leaving. And you bump into the doctor.
Who is
Yeah, the
actually
captain.
dead.
Yeah, the captain is in traditional Vulcan garb and wearing a pack on her back. But otherwise, I think we look pretty normal heading towards, I presume, the transporter.
Are you here, Tweer?
Yes. I am here.
See the captain.
Okay. You know where you're in a scene right now?
I'm not. I was looking at a different part of the map.
Okay. Yeah, I just said you you are leaving the med bay as you run into the captain and the engineer.
And sometimes I get a bit confused because Revere and Tweer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're both here.
Oh,
Revere?
God.
And we're drawing near.
God damn it, I was gonna say it. Okay.
I fear it's becoming all too clear.
Have no fear.
Okay.
The worst poem I've ever heard.
You need to hear worse poems.
Yeah, I've got some real bad
That's
ones
true.
I can
That's
send you.
true.
So yeah, Tweer exits, walks up to the captain. I am here, Captain, or Commodore.
Revere, like, knowing that the doctor knows about Cation biology from all the the checkups and stuff, like, puts his ears in the position of, like, danger. Robinson, or tread carefully.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Are you gonna make me roll something to keep my cool again?
Oh no.
Not yet.
He's just
All
about
right.
to punch the doctor.
Yeah, she says, "Thank you for being here, doctor. We must attend to business. I have to assume that you can make yourself busy." And she moves to walk past you.
Indeed, I can.
The away team might need a hand, Doctor. The captain's asked me to accompany, so I won't be able to go with.
Getting in some getting in some vacation hours, I see.
Somehow I think not.
Now you can give me
$50.
fitness command, as you did not get ready to leave, so Revere and Tweer could waste time.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
All right. Fitness
Oh, no.
command. All right.
Oh, and since you've already failed once, we'll bump this up to diff 3.
Awesome. How much momentum is on the table right now?
One.
All right. 1 momentum, 2 threat. Let's go.
Hey,
There we go. And I will use cautious command to reroll that 0. There we go.
1 momentum
Okay.
gained. As you hide your displeasure well enough that neither the doctor or the engineer notice.
Okay.
They're kind of avoidance that way.
Yeah, then she doesn't even grimace that much before she steps into the ladder and climbs down towards the transporter. I assume we're not close enough to walk to the colony.
Or it's up to the transporter.
Either way is reasonable, but one is instantaneous, one's going to take a couple hours.
Then yes, then I'm looking to move into this as quickly as possible. So I'm taking the transporter. And
Fair enough.
and when we get there, she'll say, I have the coordinates here. Would you beam us when you can?
We'll just put
I really,
Harusk on
I
station
really-
there.
I really should take some of my own vacation time. Shrugs.
Get some of that
Just
molting in.
reminding.
Someone
That is-
activating Harusk, or is Revere doing this himself?
I mean, I can. I just figured that's as the transporter chief. That's probably where Harusk would be.
Right. All right. Does someone want to play Harusk?
I'll gra-
That's the question. Do you want to activate him or not?
I mean, I can do it. What's the
Sure.
role?
Control engineering difficulty 3. 4 because you are transporting yourself.
Okay. Difficulty 4. Wow.
Plus the ship's
I don't know. I think maybe
sensors
we
engineering.
for this high of a roll, I think maybe we do activate Harusk. That'll knock it down by 1, just by virtue of
We can
us
do that.
not beaming
It'll
ourselves.
knock
then
it
it goes
down
down
to
to
1.
Yeah.
Maybe
All right.
Because he can spin
Griffin, do
threat
you want to
to
do
reduce the
Harusk?
I'll
Or
let somebody else grab
Revere?
him.
Yeah. Does someone
I'll-
want to do Harusk?
I'll do that. Hang on, I have to find the sheet. There he is. What's the diff?
Difficulty 2. Control engineering assisted by sensors engineering.
Control engineering. Difficulty what?
3, or you could spend 2 threat to make it 1. Because you have transporter chief.
Take the 2 threat. And I have a focus of transporters and synthesizers.
Yep.
Rusk.
Ship can't assist.
Uh,
Oh my
Uh,
god.
yeah. I don't think I can do anything about that because I don't think I even have a value.
well, it doesn't. There's no reason to be concerned. They both dematerialize and rematerialize according to the coordinates input.
Somewhere.
They're just halfway in the ground now.
Make new characters.
Wonderful.
You have been bisected.
I show up and I just start causing all kinds of problems.
At least you're self-aware.
That's like normal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always
that's just-
buy a die.
Mhm.
We go back down to C deck and catch up with the team as they assemble themselves and their gear.
yeah, entirely clueless as to what just happened. Just like, huh?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yes, everything is fine.
Yes. Okay. So we definitely want that one security. Gentlemen, crewman, Coral. God damn it, Coral.
Crewman Coral.
Coral.
Damn it! No, you didn't.
Coral, that kills people.
Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh.
Well, don't worry, that's normal.
Actually, let me double check
Well,
how many
hi,
people we can
Bernie.
actually potentially have, and we
Here's
probably
part
don't want to max it
down.
out. But
You can have 2 people and Harusk.
2 people and Harusk. Okay.
Oh, and have them activated. You can have as many people as you want. They'll just be NPCs. They won't be. You won't be able to control them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also provides you whatever pool of what you can activate while on the away mission, because otherwise you have to wait for them to get to you.
Yeah, we also have a pretty diverse group as it is.
Mm-hmm. Covering all the
Conveniently.
I'm
departments.
not even sure what else we'd need.
Engineer.
Right. Well, engineers,
Uh,
they're not real.
Yeah, we
Oh.
just give you an engineering kit, it'll work.
Yeah. As long as it's a ship's engine, I can do it.
To Threll, maybe? Like, I'm trying to think whoever has the least amount of away team experience, just so they have time. They may have an
Yeah.
opportunity to to get better at their job.
Least, but still competent, please. I would rather not die in a Vulcan ruin.
Everyone in Starfleet's
Well-
competent. What are you talking about?
That
Yeah.
is debatable.
Oh,
Actually,
sure.
Heroi might be better because they're xenotechnologist.
Yeah, that
and
could be
I mean,
good.
structural integrity fields may actually be a weird edge case useful.
Mm-hmm.
We just
Delphina
replace one cation
has
with another.
Of value.
Yeah.
Revere, we replaced you with the other cation.
Entirely normal.
That's what she's
that's
there
great.
for.
wow.
Okay, so specifically, basically survey exploration research. So flashlights would be useful.
Beacons.
Standard gear, yeah.
Yes, possibly a Vulcan compatible power source.
Rope.
You don't have anything like that to hand past a normal battery and manually adapting it yourself.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll bring
I
on a
had to be
battery.
specific just in case.
Yeah. No, I mean it's as obscure as asking if you're carrying around a Earth lead acid battery circa 1963. It's like there's a very
No.
specific piece of technology you're asking for.
It's like
What are we, in
asking for
Havana?
that now. Yeah, I'm asking for something that's 1,500 years out of date potentially.
Yes. Both.
So, but yes, okay. So a battery and the means to adapt it, which is the engineer.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the
Flashlights,
engineering
rope,
kit.
yes.
You said the atmosphere was arid. How's the terrain?
Anakin would not approve.
Very
I
sandy.
see.
It is sandy.
Mhm.
Shocking.
Yeah.
The sand elves chose sand.
Yeah, I was
Uh-huh.
about to say. There's a reason they'd want to live here.
Thanos just and
Eraton is not excited by
Great
this.
quote.
Narhal is not
saving-
very sandy. It's like,
saving.
Don't worry, you're
Yeah,
getting in
gosh.
touch with your cultural roots.
Screw
Gosh, gotta
that.
save.
We left our
Gotta
culture.
save that for. Save that for Fabula Ultima on Monday.
Yeah.
Thanos just stand.
Otherwise, a survey kit, if that's a thing, beyond just a tricorder doing scans.
Mm,
I had like a mapping kit last
could-
time.
I could. I mean, yeah. I'll assume that you have a there was like a recorder / like video thing that
Yeah.
Spotcat occasionally. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah,
But
no
yeah,
idea. I know what you're talking.
yes, you'll have a dedicated scanning unit.
that's was one of the things of I want to say it, even though it's a survey mission. It kind of be required. I got to say something.
No, that
One
one
thing that's
is
not
good to call
required.
out.
Yep, one thing
And
that's
that'll
not
cost a
required,
moment
but
too.
okay, we'll take that. One thing that's definitely not required, but Inverni is going to suggest it, given the track record of events so far.
Uh-huh.
Survival rations.
All right.
Acceptable.
It's
Yeah.
just that if we end up getting stuck somewhere, we can at least know we've got something to eat and drink, and the
Mhm.
crew won't have to rush and do something
Yep.
stupid.
Heroi wants to take rope.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
agreed, we've got rope.
Or
And as
Hmm.
far
or
as
whatever.
protection goes, everybody except for Horori is authorized at Type 2 because you're either an officer or a department head or a
Well, hey, I got
superior.
a type 2 now?
Because you're a
Sick!
department head.
Upgraded firearm. Nice.
Lovely. Yes. And I don't believe there's anything else we really need to acquire at this time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I mean,
bring
there's desert, so there's the desert uniform stuff, but
I'm gonna bring along an imager, for like visual audio recording and stuff like that.
Inverni did grab one, but you could grab an additional.
Oh, I thought that
one
was
for
a
another-
different thing.
No, that's what I was trying to grasp it. Yeah.
Well,
In that case,
However- you're a Vulcan. You can just take pictures without asking permission.
that's why I was thinking you might want me to be the one taking pictures because I'll know what's okay.
Sure. We'll just point it out when there's something scientifically significant.
That's scientific significant,
Are
and we
the-
can't take pictures of that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or yeah, sure, whatever.
are the uniforms we're wearing like hot weather adapted at all, or would we want to get hot weather gear?
You're fine.
All right.
As much as you can be.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a personal force field.
That'll be
Okay.
3 threat because you don't have
Oh, boy.
momentum.
We do. It's right. I have it right here.
We spent one to get
no,
the
they spent
imager.
that on the imager.
Oh, I didn't hear it at all. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, three threat.
Oh,
Totally.
dear.
I'll take a personal force field. This crew gets into danger all the damn time. We have gotten to life or death situations on getting milk, so you know.
Seriously, everybody should have type 3s. Officers and stuff should just be issued type 3s.
Dangerous situations getting milk.
Yeah, every time we've gone for a walk on a planet,
You
Yeah.
just get jumped.
Listen, I'm going to
Planet
make this the most uneventful
dangerous.
walk for us ever.
You better. I'm holding you to that.
Anything else before y'all set off?
That's it
I
for me.
do not believe so.
No.
we'll
18
naturally-
before we leave the ship. I believe we can get to 100.
We'll naturally notify Kaufman as we go around and etc.
All right, a little bit of theater for the mind because I didn't expect you to beam somewhere. Question mark. Yeah, we shift scenes and we find Revere, you materialize in a street, a dusty street, as several Vulcans look at you in a mildly disinterested way, which means they're curious.
So
I
this
mutter
is a
un-
time for specifying. Do you mean inside a street
Right,
or on
right.
a street?
On the street in
Okay.
a way that will not cause him health problems.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Immediately.
Right. Well, I'll step out of the street and nod to the curious Vulcans.
Oh, okay, by
Um,
street I mean thoroughfare because no one's using ground
Oh,
cars.
okay. Okay. Oh, this is definitely going to go on Harusk's next fitness report. I'll kind of move to where I'm out of people's way and pull out my communicator and attempt to contact the captain.
As you walk towards a sidewalk, someone says, "Excuse me," and he kind of looks at you. "Lieutenant, I think you may be lost."
Yes, I beg your pardon. It appears that there has been a malfunction with the transporter, and I have appeared here when I meant to appear elsewhere. I will try to rectify the situation immediately.
They kind of nod and continue on their way.
And now I'll try to call the captain. Revere to
And
Commodore
we
Solaris.
move over and back a couple of seconds As Soloris, you beam into a garden.
Oh.
It looks like a private garden.
Am I on top of any prized flowers?
No, you're standing on a pathway.
Do I see a back exit towards a street of some kind? Or do I seem to be surrounded by building?
There are decently high walls, and there is a rear gate and a passage to the main building.
Do I recognize this main building from my previous visits here?
Insight. Con difficulty 0.
All right.
Yes, this is the house of Administrator Tapak.
Okay. Just not the man I was trying to see.
Well, thankfully or unfortunately, she sees you as she walks out of the house and says, "Excuse me, I do not believe my garden is listed as a transportation site."
Soloris, like for a second looks irritated and then pauses and says, "My humblest apologies. We are training a new transporter chief aboard Andromeda, and it appears that he was within 100 feet of the target, but not within 5." And she, like, without further comment, moves to leave the garden.
She says, "And what's your prescription as a leader to resolve such an inadequacy?"
Yeah, she turns back around and she says, "That is a private Starfleet matter. I am well capable of administrating proper discipline aboard my ship, and I do have confidence in Harusk's continued ability."
She says, "I do find it curious that you place such importance on ensuring the privacy of others."
I believe you can infer as to why I'm here, and I am in no mood at current for riddles.
She says, "You are here to interfere into something that is not yours to interfere in, but this is not the time or the place to resolve it."
Yeah, Soloris nods, and she's going to leave. Or try to leave.
As you start walking towards the gate, it starts slowly opening, and you're able to pass through.
Excellent.
And after a short jaunt, you see only one person who is covered in fur, and thus it is easy to find Lieutenant Revere. As you pop your head out of an alley, you see him dialing in on his communicator.
Yeah. She's going to say there's no need for that, Revere. I have found you.
Captain, I'll be sure to take this up with. He's not Chief Crewman Harusk. My apologies.
It is of no matter. I would be forced to endure the administrator's unpleasant presence one way or another. He merely accelerated my timetable. Now let us be off.
Of course. Realize, of course, Captain, I have no idea what you're referring to.
To be honest, Revere, I'm not quite sure I do myself.
Perhaps if you were to give me some more information between the two of us, we might be able to figure it out.
This could be Presence Command opposed, but it has to be at least Presence Command difficulty 2. Because there are some things Vulcans don't share with outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I won't oppose you. I'll let it be difficulty 2.
Presence. Presence. Command. That's not great. It's not the worst.
Congratulations, Revere. You are about to go where no Cation has pawned before.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh.
You were up all night trying to think of that one?
Oh. That's what he was doing when this last scene came up.
Doctor can't catch a damn break.
You could say folks are pretty claws out tonight.
Good.
So would my did the reading still apply here, or is this something different?
We've changed scenes.
Oh, okay, very good. Presence command. Okay. Diff 2, you say?
I do say.
Okay. Well, I'll take 3 threat. Let's see if I can pull this off. Nope. I'm one short.
No, it's
difficulty 2.
And there's 2 sexes.
No, I'm sorry. For some reason, I had it in my head it was difficulty 3.
No. Yes, Soloris, you feel you can trust Revere enough Revere enough to elaborate, and that it's kind of necessary.
Yeah, then she will simply say it has been almost 7 years now since my last Ponfar, and well, there is someone on this planet important to me. I do not know if I am still important to them, though.
Sorry, I was muted. So you are here to determine whether or not you are still important to them.
Yes.
Fair enough. So how can I help?
GM, does she have a job?
Yes. She teaches she mentors people through Kolinar. So it's like, she'll have like 3 students for like a decade.
Okay. Does that require a set office that I know about, or could she just be about?
But it's often something that's done in the home of the mentor, because it's not like if you're gonna have 3 students for a decade, there's not really a reason to have a building for that.
hmm Then she's going to say, I have an address and we can go there. If she's not there, then, well, I believe we will have to look.
Very well. I'm with you,
I-
Captain.
I apologize for the stares of some of the others here. Vulcans of this type can be rather isolationist, even after all these years of Federation.
That's quite understandable. Certainly not the only colony with that kind of attitude among almost every species.
All right, and they're going to head off.
You start walking through streets until you come up on some residences. The one you're going to has a few people milling about outside.
Okay, I'm going to walk up. Do I recognize anyone?
No.
All right, I'll try to.
They
Okay,
look
go ahead.
at you, and one of them speaks and says, "May I assist you?"
Yes. To whom is this home the residence of today?
This is the residence of Sarton and his family.
Revere will look inquiringly at the captain.
Is that a name I recognize?
Yeah, that's the father's name.
All right, then she'll ask, and who are you then?
He says, "I am Trinar, and who might you be?"
Do I recognize his name?
Vaguely, but only in passing.
He says, she says, a visitor. I probably will not be here long. And she's going to walk past him and try to enter the home.
I'm with her. I don't say that. I just sort of take my place, step behind and to the side.
As you go to open the door, I may have like, did you tell him is your name?
No, I just said a visitor because I can take a
Okay.
guess as to who
Yeah.
he is.
As you go to grab the door, he turns towards you and he says, "I'm sorry, but I do not believe you told me your name."
I am Commodore Soloris in command of the USS Andromeda. The ship currently landed not 10 kilometers from here.
He says, "I see. Then in fact, I, on behalf of the family of this residence as their friend, suggest that you do not pay a visit, as your presence is disruptive.
I'm going to try to glare at him until he moves away and I can open the door.
This will be presence security opposed. Because you can see, I don't think anyone here, I mean, you may be interested in a little bit of violence, but no one else here seems to be particularly interested in violence. So this is just everybody sizing each other up,
Quite ready to punch him,
and
yeah.
whether someone would rather remove themselves than let things escalate.
Yeah.
Though I will spend 3 threat
Mm-hmm.
on the value. CN will be mine because this person knows who you are now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll spend 1 extra threat.
Can Revere assist?
He can.
I mean, that's kind of up for debate. We'll see if Revere can assist. Hey,
Presence security. All right. So he rolled 2, 4, 5. I got a
He
hit
used a value, so he's at 7.
at 7. Oh God. Okay. All right.
I got you
Awesome.
one.
You did get me one, and I am forever grateful for one. Okay. I don't think I can spin you a focus in diplomacy right here because I'm not quite being diplomatic.
If you are sure you're not going to result to violence, then yes, I would use diplomacy.
She's not quite ready to punch him here. So yeah. All
Yeah.
right, I'll take it. Commanding presence. People like to do what I say.
Yes.
All right. Respected Starfleet officer. I don't know if he respects that.
Your trait of Vulcan allows this trait to be used. But if Revere asked, the answer would be no.
Okay. Okay. So that's 2 free hits. Advisor. This is presence command, which is literally what I'm the best at. Okay. Can I do a call back to My Word is Law? The last time I used it was in the episode with the Klingon virus on the ship. I used it to convince an intelligence officer to share classified information with me. Can I both activate My Word is Law and get a call back on the grounds that I am continually, again, using my authority to push someone around and do what I say?
What episode was that?
Not write the name of the episode down. Whichever one had Outpost 15 in it, which I believe was...
You mean Outpost 11? That was the one on the
Yes.
Klingon border.
Yep.
The Cost of Life. And you said you used that to push people around?
I used that to push the intelligence officer to give me classified information.
Oh, that would have been
I'll
the
take it.
murder mystery one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's what it was. Thank you. That's what it was. Yeah. I mixed it up with the virus one. Okay. So that's and
Now
I
you
can
lost me. Now I don't. Oh, it
It
was
will-
the one on Outpost 15.
It was the one on Outpost 15. I mixed up 2
Okay.
episodes. The one I used my word as law to convince an intelligence officer to declassify.
Okay, that makes me more willing because I was
Mhm.
iffy because in the other one, that person you had command authority over them, and this you don't. But
Mhm.
you didn't have that authority in Outpost 15. You just kind of
Mhm.
greased the wheels. So
I will write the episode name next time.
Yeah.
Okay. And I presume I can spend for my word as law.
you can, yeah.
Okay. So
Gain
do we have any
advantage.
momentum on the table?
I don't think so.
All right.
We do not.
Take 6 threat. I'll roll 4. Look at that.
It's only a problem if I spend it during your scene.
2, 4. That's true. That's true. That's the benefit of a split narrative.
I see 8,
Yeah.
9, 10.
That seems right. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. I think it's 11 because I got.
Yeah, because Revere gave you 1 extra. Yeah.
Yep.
So that is 4 momentum gained. And he will say, perhaps it is wise to let you carefully extract yourself from entanglements before further commitments are made. Though I trust you will not be disruptive, as I'm told you were disruptive in your previous visit. And he will nod, and him and his entourage will leave.
Before they
Hmm.
go, I'm going to ask of him. I'm going to say, by the way, what was his name again? Let me write that down.
His name
Shamash?
was Ternar, which is Trenar.
Yeah, she'll say, Turnar, do you have any educational experience and what is your current occupation?
Oh no.
Revere just kind of
He's-
like slowly shuts his eyes for a second.
He says, I pride myself as an expert in the flowering plants of the Orion homeworld. And I have completed 40 years of study and education in that field,
Have
along
you
with my own research.
planted or tended to the crops in the administrator's garden?
He says, I have yet to convince her that the varietals of the excellent lake would prove a benefit, but I endeavor nonetheless.
It makes sense that you had not been there. They appeared too nice looking for your touch. And she will walk in.
Revere just kind of walks
Uh,
in after her with his ears kind of laid flat.
Give me presence command opposed. As we see whether you do a little bit of stress or he's going to quit back and do some stress to you.
Presence command. All right. Am I defender here? Or is he
No, you're
defender?
you're the attacker. He's the defender.
That's what I figured. Okay.
The Vulcan dozens.
I'll spend a threat.
Your mother is so obese that her risk of cardiovascular disease is highly elevated.
mean, if you really wanted to hit home, you'd say something like, "I have observed your mother, and I had difficulty discerning whether she was Vulcan or human."
Whoa, that's good. That's getting a little far.
Even the great mathematicians of the Vulcan Science Academy have struggled to calculate the exact mass of your mother.
That's really good. Oh man, Vulcan Yo Mama jokes
Yeah.
are nothing to like nothing to write home. Are just oof.
Are you sure your mother understands set theory? Just asking for your safety.
You want to go
Your
ahead and
mother
do
is
that
so
roll?
large that she generates her own gravity field.
Oh, I accidentally rolled security, but he was supposed to roll command. It would not have changed the outcome though.
Okay, I have to beat 3. There's 4 momentum on the table.
Yep.
All right, I'll take 3.
Good.
I would. Presence command. A focus in rhetoric. I am trying to
Yes.
deliver a pointed zinger. Great.
Imagine that as a focus.
Zingers,
No,
roasting.
witty comebacks.
That's just
Witty
rhetoric.
repartee.
I spent many years in a world of a medieval tech level as a court gesture to a great king.
Focus gesture. Is that your hobby skill? No. It's a focus. He was a minor in the academy.
I was like,
Molded.
oh, we flash back to the credit scene. Dialogue for Solor is provided by Aaron Sorkin.
No, I was gonna say molded during my days at the Chicago Comedy Club.
Okay, so that's that. So I spent 3, so we're down to 1, and then I got 4, 5, 6 over 3, so we're back up to 4.
3, yeah.
All right,
And what is your command?
5.
Pretty stressful.
He immediately leaves without another word.
right.
You almost see the faintest hint of annoyance, which
Can-
must mean he is seething.
Yeah, can I spend 2 momentum to create the trait of like chastised groom or something to that effect? Embarrassed groom, that I've embarrassed him in front of his own entourage.
You can,
Mm-hmm.
and I will spend for a complication
Mm-hmm.
of burning blood. You can
Oh.
give me fitness command difficulty 3. Or you might feel a victorious urge to engage in a little bit of violence.
Fitness command difficulty 3. Can I just take this as true stress?
No. If you fail, I'm gonna
It'll be
prompt you
stress.
for. I'm either gonna prompt you for an attack roll, or I'm gonna prompt, or I'll allow Revere to step in, but that would be the consequence of
Failure.
not of
Okay.
a failure.
Fitness
As
command difficulty 3.
you are slowly being stripped of your logic and higher reasoning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. After standing in the doorway, she watches him leave, and there's an urge to turn around and continue the attack, but we'll see. We have 2 momentum on the table, I believe. I spent 2 for the trait.
Can Revere assist by kind of coming between her sight line of the retreating guy and saying,
That'll be if she fails, then I'll allow you to
Okay.
try to stop it.
Because there may be
Right,
nothing to stop.
Fair.
Spend 1 momentum. Okay, I can re-roll one of those zeros. 2.
Um,
Revere, it might be up to you. As she turns around and is, as he's leaving, she's walking towards him.
Actually, I should go ahead and put that.
Mhm.
So you started out at Pond 2. You are now at 4 because you failed Twix twice.
Is that on the scene guide?
It should have been. I'm adding it now.
All right.
Yeah, Revere. You almost shocked for a second. As you know, the Commodore is very very difficult to read emotionally, being a Vulcan, but you can tell without any uncertainty that she looks like she's about to stir for a fight. Like she's probably about to throw a punch. You can see kind of the anger and yet the like exhilaration on her face. Oh, I guess Revere said beat his ass.
You there, buddy?
Oh, sorry, I didn't. I'm muted again. Revere will step in the sight line to put him so that he kind of blocks the sight of the guy who's walking away, and says, "The way is clear, Captain. Shall we find out what you came to find out?"
I will take Presence Command, and you will be opposed by
Ugh.
Soloris's Daring Security.
Oh my God.
And we see if you can talk her down before she accidentally strikes you.
All right. My hearing security is 9 to make you feel better, and I think I roll first because I'm the defender.
Yes, you're the defender.
Don't suppose I could argue for a reason, because I'm trying to reason her down, and by doing so, reactivate her Vulcan junk.
That would be a problem because she has less and less of that. An emotional appeal is actually the thing you're going for right now.
Okay, fair enough.
Because an inability to reason correctly is the reason this is beginning in the first place.
Okay, GM, I hate to do this, but commanding presence is a trait. It's hard to go against what I think.
I don't know if that presence is there anymore.
I will actually agree and say that for this specific task, that and respected Starfleet officer are being being opposed by the first 3 levels of Ponfar.
Gotcha. All right, then 9. I'm still using momentum, and how much momentum is on the table right now? 1.
Yes.
1. Though I feel it more appropriate for this task that you spend from threat because I've kind of
Oh my God.
Antagonist.
Oh God. Okay. Oh God. Okay.
Well, that's not. I wouldn't see that as a bad sign. It's that because you failed the roll, so I've compelled you.
Okay. Because I'm acting outside of my own. Sure.
Because you're not acting. You're doing something that that's been pushed to you.
All right. GM, I'm gonna burn 3 of your threat.
All right.
This is where we learn Commander Soloris is not very daring and not very punchy most of the time.
Well, let's see how poorly Revere rolls.
I was about to say, which feels like something that Soloris should take into account, given that she knows how the rest of this works.
Well, the good thing is you can't
Um,
fail. The difficulty's 0 now.
Okay. So, yeah, we probably want that momentum on the board. So I guess I'll just roll flat. Hey,
2 momentum gained. The other benefit of them using threat, because I'm only considering you to be acting kind of in accordance with the player's wishes.
Mhm.
Then Soloris, you start to raise a fist to strike one of the withdrawing Vulcans when Revere steps in front of you, and you kind of almost feel actually you feel an extreme wave of guilt, because I don't think this is how you want to be around Revere,
Yeah.
and that kind of stops you.
Yeah. She will frown and shake her head and say, I apologize for my tremendous outburst.
No need, Captain. I didn't notice anything.
Okay, now we're finally going to be able to walk inside.
The door's locked. Gah!
You open the door to find a minimalist, nearly Spartan, room, kind of foyer / living area, without anyone being there.
They're actually all on a 6-month camping trip. Okay. Then you know what? I'll say, Revere, why don't you sit down? And I am going to sit down on one of the couches and pull out the Kyathra and play for a bit.
Revere will take his ukulele out of the engineering kit.
We will change scenes as we look back towards the away team just outside the ship. Kind of a brief take a look to get your bearings, and Ensign Kaufman walks up and says, Lieutenant, I would guess that is probably what you're looking for. It's the only thing that isn't flat. And she points towards a large dune of sand.
Well, if it's not as good a place to start as anywhere else.
She says, do you want me to have engineering assemble the mineral mineral drill, or the large phase drill?
We'll look at Artana like...
Would it be possible to perhaps scan for a doorway before we start drilling into ancient ruins?
No! We must use the phaser drill.
I can try and
We
find
have
a
a
way in.
phaser drill.
Sound like a bunch of like British museum guys in 1920. We'll just dynamite the site,
it's
and
like, well,
whatever
that-
survives, survives.
Kaufman will say, that is
Dynamited.
I would agree with you, Ensign. I merely ask if I should prepare. Does it take some time to assemble? I would not suggest using it without cursory scans.
And I was looking to see if your approval would be given if required or not.
I think certain folk would take exception to blasting holes into historical places, so I wouldn't advise it. So, unless it's absolutely necessary.
She
So
kind
s-
of looks back to Inverni as this is a lot of no one answering the question of should it be
prepare
done.
prepare the drill just in case, if nothing else. Practice in assembling it.
She says, "Aye, Lieutenant. It'll be a couple of hours." And she walks up the gangplank.
You really need to make those things easier to assemble.
It's at the bottom of all the crates because why is it really ever needed?
That's a skill issue on her part.
So where is it exactly that we are at again?
Standing outside of the Andromeda in the middle of what looks like a desert, and the only thing that isn't flat for as far as the eye can see is one large dune in front of you.
Let's make our way over there and see if we can determine if that is indeed what we're looking for
Right.
and if there's an entrance.
It takes about 30 seconds for you to walk all the way across the field.
Damn, nice landing, Griffin.
It was the only thing to land
One
next
night
to.
job.
And I will take reason science assisted. Well, no, not assisted by the ship. Just reason science as you
Oh.
scan the dune.
Yes, sensor operations.
Yes.
Da-da. I apologize. What was the difficulty again?
I don't know that I gave you one.
Oh,
2.
okay. I was sitting
I
there
think
being
there
like,
was a noticeable lack of that.
okay. I was processing and I was like, he has to have said it.
He, in fact, does not have to have done all of his
You'd
job.
be shocked how often I forget this myself too. Difficult is one of those.
I'll give you a moment. Yeah, momentum and 2 threat. We'll do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 momentum gained. You detect unnaturally alloys that do not naturally occur as part of planetary formation, and they are consistent with older Vulcan construction or older Vulcan architecture.
And I imagine comparable to the direct references of structure on the surface we have behind us in the landing zone.
Yes, you detect some of this, some similar materials.
We've got an immediate source of comparison. Why not? Right. Can we determine where a entrance may be?
I'll give you an answer for momentum.
Yes.
Uh,
Wait, do I even need to spend a momentum on that? If I want to keep the exo power, yeah, I do.
you detect that you're kind of just getting one large signal. It's kind of hard to tell anything specific other than just the general shape of the building that's buried, but you do detect a point that has the is the weakest. It has the least amount of material. You don't know much other than that.
She's kind of pacing back and forth, trying to get his judgment as well as moving. If I had to guess, it's going to be a reasonable guess. In this area should be where the door is. The thickness of the foreign structure is thinnest there. But we still need to dig to get to it. List a little bit of digging. A little bit of moving sand. And hopefully just sand.
How much sand we talking, sir?
How much sand are we talking? That might be another momentum.
At its closest to the surface, you're talking about 3 feet.
That's not terrible.
Yeah, about 3 feet, which isn't
Yeah.
horrible.
It's incredibly annoying, but it's not,
It is annoying. Well, time to get shovels. By that I mean you.
Oh joy.
It is going to be long and hard to dig this out. As every time you make a little progress, more sand just falls directly.
Oh, it's going to have to be like box it off and then get it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be fitness, engineering, difficulty 2, and just succeeding, you'll take you're going to take 2 stress. If you fail or get a complication, you may take additional stress, as you are doing a lot of manual labor in an environment that is not very suitable for a human.
I do have a proposal,
Mm-hmm.
and this would allow Rory to have a focus, potentially, of essentially putting some rods straight down into the sand and using to have structural integrity fields go between them, and we'll make the box with force fields so that we can go from that to remove the sand.
A cofferdam with force
Yes.
fields.
Yes.
This seems sound.
Because more sand can't fall in if it's being physically kept out.
All dams seem sound until they suddenly are not sound.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give
that's how
me
dams work.
give me reason engineering difficulty 2 to have Rory work out the best way to do this.
Who wants to do Rory? To play Rory, I should specify. We know Grennan's here.
Yeah.
What?
This would be suggested for Revere Solaris because everybody else has a character here.
Yeah, I'll grab the engineer. Why not?
Meanwhile, Dr. Tweer is just off to the side, like examining some local fauna.
Okay.
Yeah,
Actually
little,
stretch his
little
wings
tufts
if he
of
wanted to.
grass.
Yeah, the local fauna is going to poke out of the sand and look at you and determine that you're inedible and go back down.
Oh no, I had the image of it's you know how they have the what are they, the lizards with the frills?
Monitor
Yeah.
lizards?
No, the ones that the ones that have the frills that go
Yeah,
Okay.
they're just
sides of their
called
head.
frilled lizards.
frilled lizards. The frilled lizards.
And what do
Um,
they? How do they go again? What do they do?
Shush, they're like the dinosaurs in Jurassic
So,
Park.
so while y'all are looking at the building, Tawir kind of walks out a little bit, and he sees a this really big, like, natural-looking scale, and then there's this kind of fine grain of some kind of dust that's sitting in the air. The ground starts vibrating.
Oh no.
Get the thumpers.
Yeah, you found yourself in an entirely different sci-fi story.
Uh-huh.
Yep. No, I'm thinking like one of
And
those like
Until I elaborate further, you don't know whether it's Star Wars or Dune.
Bless the Maker in his
Yeah.
passing.
Um,
Bless his waters.
yes, so you can give me that role designated Cation.
It's engineering. Reason engineering. Diff what?
2.
Diff 2. Okay. Structural integrity fields as a focus.
Yes.
Okay. I'm actually going to spend her determination towards the mission directive of figuring
I'll
out.
take it.
The torment.
And I'll take momentum for a third die because this is not her greatest strength. She got 2.
On the social commentary. Oh my god, big monster.
Yeah, oh my god, Nose
Oh.
Monster commentary is kind of the plot of Spaceballs once they introduce
Yeah,
what's his name.
exactly.
The one that says, "Well, may the Schwartz be with you." I can't think of his
Yes.
name.
No.
Go-gurt.
Yogurt.
Yogurt.
Yeah.
Marketing. That's where the money is. Merchandising. That's where the money is.
Well, no, Soloris. What I was gonna say is, look, it's
Please
as
no.
Red from OSP said. When is a giant monster not a giant monster? When it's a giant metaphor.
So always?
Yeah. So Harari, it could work, but it's going to require a couple of hours to dig out the exterior plasma conduit connection and the field generator.
We really need to
There's
organize the cargo bay. Everything takes hours to retrieve. This is starting to get ridiculous.
It's
somebody-
not
Who
difficult
packed
to
all-
retrieve, it's difficult to put together.
Did none of you play with Legos
Uh,
as a kid?
I think
Did
that
you build
we
ships
should
in
build
bottles as kids?
bigger ships, like, I don't know, that have so much storage space that their crew takes up 1/10 of the entire spatial.
Don't even need that
apparatus.
much. Doesn't take me 2 hours to assemble a table.
Sirs, it's doable, but it'll take a couple hours to get everything set up to create the cofferdam.
And at that point, you could have probably dug it out anyway. So it was a nice thought.
As everyone slowly turns back and looks at Griffin.
Right.
You want some help with that,
Don't worry.
Senior Chief?
Oh, it's awesome, sir.
I have to wonder. Moving the amount of necessary sand, is that something that would be possible with the ship's tractor beams?
To where you can give me Insight Engineering difficulty 0.
There's. Why did I close my sheet?
Because you hate time management.
You said insight engineering
Mm-hmm.
difficulty 0. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
spend anything on this.
Even the Canadians getting in on it. Jeez.
6
Poor
for
dog.
Doctor.
3 momentum gained
Hooray.
as Twir brings up on a very low power setting, Doctor. You could vibrate the sand just enough for it to experience liquefaction, and it will just kind of fall down and spread out.
Yes, like a Schladny plate.
I'm not
Sure.
okay.
Sure, just like that.
So we're getting back in the air then.
No, we can do that from the ground. I'm pretty sure. I think it determines which way the ship's facing. If it's facing the right way or not.
In the Andromeda Discord.
Can we just spend 2 momentum if the ship's facing the right way? I don't want to deal with the rest of moving the ship.
No, the ship has multiple emitters. It's
Okay,
fine.
good.
Yeah. The forward
Alright,
things
we'll
is
all
the
get out
fucking-
of the way, and you go do that. Not Twir. Twir is not handling that personally. That is not a great idea.
You vibrate the sand at the right frequency, and it forms nodes and antinodes that cause the sand to form in unique patterns. It's really cool.
Oh, right, I've seen that somewhere.
Oh, besides that, I mean, just if you vibrate sand, it'll start to act like a liquid.
Right. Well, yes, I believe that's an Artana. Tractor beams are weapons, right?
Which is
Fall under security.
not Artana.
Oh, it's not
Yes, he
anymore.
was.
You're
Yeah,
right.
this
Yes,
is
Artana
Kaufman.
communications.
Listen. He was before.
I mean, I'm qualified to use the tractor emitter.
Artana
Been
hasn't
gone
been
for a
security
minute.
officer for like a year, over a year
Yes,
and a half.
but we also don't want to activate Kaufman. So go ahead, Artana.
I'll
Technically,
swap.
I could do it.
You could do it.
Control security difficulty 2. Assisted by ships. Weapons. Engineering.
Does that mean the tractor beam could also theoretically vibrate a person into mush?
Dr.
It's
Twir will.
it is like a thing in it's actually explicitly called out as how you use tractor beams as a weapon in Traveler. Is like they can push things, they can pull things, or they can do both at the same time and just vibrate it to death.
In John M. Ford's The Final Reflection,
I'll take that. Yep.
the
I'll take it.
Klingon for disruptor translates literally into shake it till it falls apart tool.
Jeez.
Nice.
So you know they had a that's a name for another weapon they used to use. It's out of use now, but it gave them the same feeling.
And Twir will be keeping an
Aw.
eye on the progress from the air.
Actually no momentum gain, but it does succeed as Artana. You use the tractor beams on, or the tractor beam on 1% power, and hit a frequency that causes the sand to start almost running as a liquid, and it starts spreading out enough to expose the top of the building and get it down to where you only have a couple of inches of sand in front of the place you want to get to.
I'll come back down off the gangplank after doing that.
Lovely. Wow.
Can't say I've used a tractor beam quite like that, but hey. I
Yeah,
will
you
accept
know,
it.
it didn't come to my mind either. So thank you, Twir. Bye, Artana. Close
With-
this game.
A trivial amount of digging, Griffin clears away a window.
Oh. Well. Not quite a door, but.
Through the door, you can see the window on the other side,
Oh,
of the
okay.
building. And
Well, when
y'all
the
can-
great god of the galaxy closes a door,
Well,
y'all
are we
can
able to
walk
see?
around it.
Well,
clear
and
the
are we able to
doorway.
see? Are we able to see anything before we even go around to that? Are we able to see anything inside the inside there through the window? Like shine a light in, see what's in there.
You see some lockers. Some of them are open. A control panel. And some scorch marks.
Oh,
Huh. Interesting.
So I'll go around and clear out the doorway. Rory is able to use a small tool, if they wish, from the engineering kit to manually pry the door. And y'all gain entry. And we have a more primitive map today.
Hmm.
And y'all can all put yourselves in the entryway.
Delightful.
is that what the red area
Yep.
is? The entryway.
Yeah, they're labeled.
Oh, I somehow still
Oh,
have.
okay.
Where did all these icons come from? What the hell?
I was super zoomed in. That's why. All I saw was the red square.
I can't select Rory's. Yeah, thanks.
And then we did also have
Cool.
Coral. Yeah. Oh. Right. Well.
The air is very stale for a few minutes until the wind has blown in enough.
Well, this is a standard survey mission, so the entry is as good a place to start as any. And at a glance, there does seem to be perhaps some interesting occurrence that happened here, or just a explainable coincidence.
We will take this as a type of extended task. I'll take a suggestion from each of you on what you're looking into, and you can make some progress. And then at the end of that, I'll narrate everything you've learned. So I'll start with the doctor. You sell me on what you're looking at. It's gonna be diff 2 resistance 2 though. Doctor,
Yes.
what would you like to look at in the entryway as everybody starts looking around at things?
Scanning for life signs. Also any airborne contaminants, because this place has been sealed up for a while.
All right. Reason, medicine, difficulty 2.
Reason, medicine. Infectious diseases focus.
Yes. And you can write 15 work since you've already started putting that task there.
Reason, medicine. Yes. And you said diff 2. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to spend a thread.
Okay.
Generate a momentum.
Lovely.
Yeah. My biggest concern is that there's some airborne pathogen and we just Howard Cartered.
Neat.
Doctor, you detect traces of some harmful materials, but things like a fuel canister that was degraded over time, but it's been so long that there's nothing here with a long enough half-life to really represent any risk. So
Okay,
there's
and there are
nothing in
no
this room that's been a risk to that's been a risk to the crew in 1,000 years.
no pathogens.
No.
Okay, that was like his main concern.
All right. So you've done. What's your medicine?
5.
My medicine is 5.
So you've done 3 work.
And what were we at on the track beforehand?
3 of
15.
15.
We were
You're
at
at
0.
Yep.
Do we want me to spend anything on this, or do we think we're good and we should just do you
Spending
guys have
some to
stuff
get through it
you
quicker
wanna-
probably isn't the worst thing in the world.
Okay. In which case I can hold on, because I just picked it up last week. Medal of Honor. 2 bonus momentum.
Okay.
Lovely.
That
And
should
that'll allow you to do 1 extra work.
okay, yeah, because I can only burn through a resist, right?
No, you can't do that. You can spend 2 for 1 extra work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's reasonable. I'll
So
take it.
4 work. I will say the only information that left that could be attained in
Oh,
the
wait.
entryway.
Hang on. Was that a reason task?
It was.
I ignore resistance.
Oh, okay. You have a talent for that?
Yep. Intense scrutiny. Whenever I
Okay.
use reason or control as an part of an extended task, I ignore resistance.
So that is 6 work. I will say the only information left in the entryway would require security, either insight or reason security.
Well, I can confirm no harmful pathogens. Minor chemical degradation in the air, but that is to be expected with this level of decay of artifacts. However, it should be safe for us to proceed. I would at the very least suggest doing a follow-up when we return to the ship. Better
Thank
safe
you,
than
Doctor.
sorry.
Thank you, Doctor. And Artana or Griffin?
Yeah. What's your insight there? I guess.
Which of you two is more inquisitive?
Mine's
Yeah.
9.
Mine's also 9.
I'll assist you. I'm actually better at helping people with stuff.
All right. Sounds good.
Especially in extended tasks.
Feel like navigation or survival would be my best hopes for potential focuses here. But I'm not sure.
Say that again.
Navigation or survival potentially. Okay. If it's directly related to weaponry, I have small arms.
I'll take that.
Okay.
Security
Cool.
systems, yeah.
Yeah. I'll spend 1 momentum for a 3rd die.
Okay.
Let's see. What's the difficulty I'm trying to get here?
2.
2. Yeah. Hey.
1
There we
moment to
go.
be gained.
Get it back.
You and Artana look over the scorch marks and then kind of examine some unusual devices in the room and determine that, at least for the time this facility was in operation, these were military grade automated defenses, and they were activated.
That's interesting.
Are they energy system or kinetic system?
First generation energy.
Basic particles.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Due to coordinated efforts, I increased the impact by 1 since I'm assisting with an extended task.
So what? So that's 4 minus 2 plus 1 is 3. So 3 extra work done, bringing you 1 short of a. Oh no, sorry, 1 over a breakthrough. Your breakthrough is that Aratana, you notice that at the angle one of these weapons is firing matches up one of the scorch marks. And it seems to have received a energy blast itself, which melted the control wires to main control. Only the secondary auxiliary wires were left intact. So you don't know about the earlier shots, but the final shots had to have been authorized from auxiliary, and it would be reasonable to think that probably the original command then came from auxiliary.
Someone's auxiliary control telling this thing to shoot whatever was in here.
Yes.
And whatever was in here, or whoever, had energy weapons to return fire with.
Actually, question. Is the shot against it possible from any of the other emplacements around here?
No.
Okay.
No. You trace it back and you find an you look behind a knocked over equipment locker of some sort and see an empty uniform and a unusual device.
We've got something over here.
As y'all walk over, Aratana, this you can tell just from looking at this a primitive type of energy weapon. You don't know specifics, but it would be like someone on Earth just seeing a sword, like, you know, oh hey, I know the category of thing this is, and I could tell you it's really old. Just looking at it with it for free, but more specific would be a roll.
Can you tell culture? Perhaps.
Yeah, Aratana knows that I wouldn't have said that unless it was Vulcan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Vulcan. That's why Aratana can look at it and just say, "Oh, that's a phaser," whereas the rest of you wouldn't know if it's a tricorder or medical
Gotcha.
tool or what.
Yep.
It's an antiquated energy weapon. I've only seen one old Vulcan back on Narhal who was still using one of these things.
To your mind, is that appropriate for the people who would have been here, or perhaps a personal
Insight security difficulty 2.
Hand phaser focus?
Yes.
Useful.
I'll throw a momentum at it.
Complication or threat or a reroll.
Hmm. If you did, for whatever reason, determination that, I could give it to you again. But
I was thinking spending towards the directive, learn the nature of hostilitation.
yeah, and I can just give you back the determination.
I'd welcome it.
Yeah, sounds like we've got a plan then.
Okay, go ahead and reroll 2. Nope, that at least is the complication.
Get,
Corbinian.
It's a high roll for me
get
too.
Oh my
bent-
god.
get
I'll
bent
let
to
you
death.
succeed a complication.
Sorry, say again.
I said I'll let you succeed at complication.
I'll choose to fail.
Okay.
I met the old guy once, and I saw the gun once and told him, please don't take it out of its case again. It's the last time I saw
Yeah.
that thing.
It's literally like cultural
This-
artifact, 1500 years old.
Yeah.
No, you know that this was used by a number of different groups. One of those you, like many others, have suspicions about, but no direct proof. And like most Vulcans, would find yourself very unwilling to posit, to bring them up without proof. It could be old military, it could be old civilian, or it could be from those that split off.
Ooh.
But again, many would find it dangerous to posit them without proof.
You mean
There's-
those that fly beneath the raptor's wings?
I might, but there's again no proof that they are even it's only a suspicion that you and many others have that they're connected to you.
Eratanowic's voice. It antiquated energy weapon culture group. It is Vulcan related tech, but further than that, I'd be speculating. I saw one of those years ago during a sweep for weapons, and it went back into its historical case. But it's not. This isn't standard weaponry for. At least I don't think so for the time. But I'm not a weapons historian, to be fair, sir.
Perfectly understandable. If appropriate, if you could image this, the uniform and the energy defense weapon to Burnmark. There's some kind of event that happened here, and that seems worth recording.
I will say, if it does turn out to be related to though,
Them.
to Romulans, because you, like many Vulcans, have suspicions that they have a connection to Vulcan, but it's not sure. You would find you would find a lot of ridicule among many elements of Vulcan society. So that may not stop Aratana, but you understand the reason that they kind of said you have to sign off is because they were hoping that if anything like that would cause a big uproar was here, that you would leave it alone. So, not knowing for certain, because you failed the last roll, I will tell you, you don't know if you'll get a rep ding for this. You could, you might not. You're not sure.
I have no standing order from Starfleet to dissuade me. The officer has asked me something that is perfectly reasonable, and I'm incorruptible. I take pictures
Okay.
because I don't think it's a cultural violation. Like if someone was having like romantic relations somewhere, and it's like, well, that's a cultural thing. No, I'm not taking pictures of people having bonfire. Go away. That's not happening.
I'd rather probably say fascinating and not even ask you to take pictures of that, to be fair.
That's so scientifically relevant. I don't authorize this. That's just not right.
So there are many things in ancient Italy that are scientifically relevant that should not be appropriate to take pictures of. He gets it.
Or does this say, no, that's weird. That's a weird bit of tech. I want to know what that is too.
Right.
Click. Whoops.
And you said these were being controlled from, I forget, it was the guard or main control?
Auxiliary.
Yeah, auxiliary.
Auxiliary. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually unusual.
Well, looks
I
like the
would
main control
imagine,
wires
anyway.
got burned out, so that may have happened before in either an initial barrage, or that was just in bad repair at the time, or the initial orders just came from there anyway, and they got unlucky on the first shot.
What would you suggest then, or anyone here for that matter? Auxiliary control or main control? Or even the guard station?
Can we get straight there from here?
I'm not
You
familiar
can
with the layout.
move. It's just you could only investigate areas you're in.
Well, I mean, like, do we have to go ... or is it
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
no,
what
so
would be-
you would travel guard, medical crew, main, reactor,
Oh, okay.
auxiliary. Auxiliary is the last room.
Yeah, so then we're probably just going to the next one rather than just walking through a bunch of rooms to go back and forward, if that makes sense.
Yeah, systematic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Formula.
so
Sweet.
off to a guard and medical station, assuming, 'cause as far as I believe, there's nothing further in the entryway for us to uncover.
The only thing here is a medical roll of diff 5.
Oh my lord.
Well, doctor.
Reason medicine difficulty 5. As doctor, you notice a system used to maintain deceased personnel is still operational.
Oh.
There appears to be a piece of functioning medical equipment here still. Surprising.
Yeah, use
Uh,
caution.
Inactive, you know that incorrect use could cause disastrous consequences for the corpse inside.
I see.
That sounds like a use your resources one, to be
Uh-huh.
honest.
Yerp.
And
Yerp.
I'll assist you with that, doctor, because
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What did you say? Reason medicine?
Reason medicine, yep.
Cool.
This
I
is
don't
you
have-
determining the correct steps to take, and the steps are easy to take once you determine what they are, but you got to figure out how to activate this correctly.
Mm-hmm.
The assist could be medicine or engineering.
Does anything come out of my quick study?
What does that do?
It's the one that lets me reduce difficulty based on
Yes.
unfamiliarity with practice technique or medical procedure.
I would call this a medical procedure because it's a common thing you need to know how to do if you're doing mortuary activities.
Mhm.
Which, as a
So-
starship doctor, you're responsible for both the living and the dead. So it's
Okay, so
something a
so-
normal physician I wouldn't give, but for you I would.
yeah, so quick study reduces any difficulty increase that would have come as a result of that.
So it's back down to diff 4 because it's still barely functioning.
Yeah, that's
And
yeah,
unusual, yeah.
reasonable.
And some difficulty comes from because you can't read the language, so Aratana has to walk you through like a much a long disused variety of Vulcan.
Okay, cool. I will use my surgeon's decoration to drop this down to
Two.
down to 2. Cool. I'm gonna spend a threat, and I'm gonna save my determination for a reroll.
Okay.
So I need 2 hits on 3 dice.
One momentum gained, and after double checking with Aratana a couple times, you input a sequence and the system opens. It's a system that was built to use the natural environment to almost run automatically. Like it didn't really need power. It was intended to work during a loss of power, so like, corpses wouldn't deteriorate and cause problems during a power outage. And it's kind of just a efficient enough system that it never stopped working.
Most impressive. You may be familiar with this concept. There are some systems that are able to use the thermal differential present from surface to below ground to operate at minimal power.
Yes, heat energy to power energy.
More or less, yeah.
The Vulcan Stirling engine. You open it and you see a Vulcan in a very old uniform that has a quite obvious stab wound.
Oh.
How big's the
And he's
stab
very
wound?
fresh.
Well.
No, the body is quite decayed. Like
okay.
it's not a perfect system that like keeps you in stasis.
But
This
it
is
is
closer to like mummy than the non-existent bodies you came across earlier that were fully
Okay.
exposed and just
desiccated.
desiccated.
Yeah. Great to know.
Like
Thank
there
you.
is actual
A
like
corpse here.
yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
there's information
just-
to be gleaned.
Yeah.
How big's the stab wound? It's like a knife, a sword, a lupa.
For a momentum.
Hang on. I think I get a free question anyway.
Yeah, that's what that is. You're a doctor.
Yeah, because I was assisted. I get a bonus momentum.
Mhm.
So
Not
I'll ask that.
not a purpose-built weapon. Some kind of tool.
Hmm. Well,
It looks like a tool that could have been used to open the type of panel that that weapon system deployed from. It's kind of like a flat pry tool specifically designed for that purpose.
well, the decay makes determining it difficult, but if I had to give an educated guess, I would say likely an improvised engineering tool, likely similar to a pry bar.
Yeah, I concur. That makes most sense. I can't think of any bladed weapon that would make a dent like that.
Harori, you're with the group looking just around in the room, and you, as the doctor's describing this, you are looking at a desk, and there's something that looks exactly like that on the desk.
Is this what you're talking about, Doctor?
Doctor, you walk over and see that's what you were talking about.
Indeed.
Well, optimistically, we're talking about an accident. But with everything otherwise seen, perhaps not.
Indeed. Although I may not be an expert on Vulcan law, but I don't know if the statute of limitations would really apply in this case.
Okay.
Somehow I doubt the perpetrator's still around, Doc.
Couldn't talk
Stranger
about
things have happened.
Right, well. I'm sure we all have our theories on exactly what has occurred here at this point.
Vampires.
Artana. This one's a far more visible corpse, and I am not entirely familiar with Vulcan concerns around such things.
Oh,
So I
and
leave
you
that to your determination.
sorry, you get 5 more work and
6 because I helped.
and the
Oh.
resistance is ignored, so I think that fills it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're certain you're looking at a murder. You follow further clues along the way, and you end up in auxiliary control. You find a locked door, and past it, you find the desiccated remains and uniform of one individual, while on the other side of the door there look to be many individuals trying to gain access before scorch marks indicate defensive turrets firing. The scene would suggest a murder spree of some kind.
It is the Plactau, the blood fever.
You can only say it in the accent, though.
As close as I could get.
I will say for free, Aratana, that is one thing that could cause. That is a reasonable suggestion, though you would hardly present that as a motive in a court today without further investigation. But it's not unreasonable.
Aratana doesn't voice it because I don't have hard evidence. These people could have just really hated each other.
Which would be very unusual, but not
out of the...
impossible.
Yeah. I shot people I don't like, too. Maybe not this many. But...
Though, is there any discernible difference in what's left of uniform between the one inside the room and those outside?
Like, were they different factions, different organizations?
Yes. You count 4 different colors of sash worn around the waist.
Which, if I had to hazard a guess, is similar to the denominations and shirt color we have.
Yes.
Division separations. I'll take pictures of those just out of sheer, like, because it's something we can look up on the computer later. It's probably historical records of what those are.
Mm-hmm.
Do they look armored at all? Like, aren't like primitive armored clothing, or is it just uniform?
You see only one set of remains that seems to have a nearby weapon that is only military grade. It couldn't be civilian grade. And a half set of personal protection gear with one of the straps done incorrectly. You posit a hasty, incorrect application of armor.
Someone grabbing an a blade of breastplate and didn't really get it on properly.
Suggesting whatever happened was sudden and probably relatively unexpected.
Sudden, or we're talking about a bunch of unprofessionals. But there's only like one real military grade weapon. The rest is just weapons of opportunity.
But considering a Vulcan outpost, I would have the expectation of preparedness and professionalism. I could be overestimating, but...
Yeah, one bit of armor probably just... Well, it could have been looted, but I don't know. For someone to screw up their latching, either you're in that much of a rush, or you just happen to have it, sort of thing.
I'll take... I'll treat this as a question for momentum.
Sure.
You look around a bit further, kind of backtrack to the guard station to check something, then come back. You saw an equipment locker with enough of these sets to outfit a military detachment.
Oh, this is a military installation.
At least 100 personnel.
This is a garrison.
Yeah. And only one of them seems to have been able to retrieve such equipment.
Actually, well, I mean, we haven't found 100 people here, right? Or evidence of.
It would take a long time to go through and count how many sets of remains you have because they're so
okay.
Gone.
But it's plausible that there was that many.
Probably 3 times that number.
Oh. Okay, so we're gonna have to...
But again, only enough military equipment for a third of the people.
Yeah. So that really sounds less like a way station or outpost than it does the foundations of a colony.
With a security detachment mixed in with various other divisional groups, scientists, medical, spiritual.
I could take one more momentum for another question, but only Aratana would get to know this. Everybody else would only get to know it if they decide to share it.
Sure.
If legends are true, either you were just nearing the end of the fight with those that left Vulcan, or you were in the early stages of a war against an unknown people called Romulans. Some people believe they're the same group. You're not sure. But in any case, there was either a conflict that was winding down or one that was starting up about this time.
You know, this is really starting to look... It's a fuzzy bit of history for me, but there was a schism way back. That sort of civil dispute that broke out. This may be part of that. The times may be correct.
Wait, Vulcans had those?
They don't like talking about it too much, but get enough. You have to remember, we're talking pre-Sarek, so the uplifting awakening and such is not as quite as outlined. Alternatively, there was another alien species that the Vulcans came into conflict with little after that, then they, if I remember, oh, what's the name of them? How do I say it properly? Romulin? I think that's right. There might have been a conflict with them, but it's hard to narrow it down because so much decay, and it's hard to narrow it down. But around that time period.
And the rest of you are familiar with Romulans because
Yeah,
y'all fought
yeah, the
Earth just fought a war
Romulan
against them.
War.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. It was a bit ago. It was.
Over 100 years.
I believe that was
Yeah.
also a war in which they were never seen.
Yep, that is
Yeah.
correct.
So
Yeah, but it would be like someone referring to World War One.
yeah, fast. Okay, so, and we definitely have a story here. We've got a decent idea of exactly what, well, not exactly, but of what played out inside here. And it does seem the defensive turrets of this own facility were turned against the crew, or more than crew, the garrison. But there's likely to be logs somewhere in a database if they were saved and if they can be recovered by adding power to the system. But to do that would require Artana's permission. And
That
this seems
is
like it would
the
take a much
final
wider
thing you need
investigation.
to achieve your mission.
Oh.
As I will take reason engineering difficulty 4. This is taken into account the engineering kit to retrieve the logs.
I'm rocking if you want folks to assist, I'm rocking a 13. No focus.
What's the roll again?
Reason engineering difficulty 4.
I'm only rolling a 12 there.
Actually, did I say reason or control? I think I meant control. Because this is actually doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
reason seems a bit-
So that's a
Then I won't-
14.
And you
then you
can
should do
you have
it.
the focus in xenotechnology.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't have a focus. So
Yep, the engineer definitely doing that.
And you can have
and-
one assist for free and multiple assists for
She has
cost.
already spent her determination, so she's gonna have to buy. So difficulty 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Heck. If you don't mind assisting me, I have my determination. I could spend it to the directive.
Okay.
I mean, you've already spent the directive as well, but
Yeah.
I was
The
gonna say,
frontier
before
doesn't
we
suffer
do the
fools,
roll-
but none of my values really apply for what we're doing here.
Yeah. I was gonna say, before we do the roll, I could definitely make some momentum so we don't have to dump threat.
Yeah, I'm happy to assist her with that, or lead, whichever.
Should I make some momentum first? It's not even a roll. It
Sure.
just happens.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
With faith in the hot spirit of discovery.
Sure. What's the value?
Yes. Theories are just patterns in the chaos.
there's a lot of
I'll take
chaos
it.
here.
Yeah.
That one seems actually particularly relevant.
Yep.
I'll double check quickly if I have a callback potential for that, but I likely don't.
I'm guessing the frontier
Even-
doesn't suffer fools with land here. I'm just throwing it out there as a flyer.
No,
I haven't
you'd
think so
want to
either.
use the directive.
Yeah,
that makes
no
more sense to me.
callback, but that is for momentum that we then make, and congratulations.
But I will take incorruptible because you're doing exactly what was hoped you wouldn't do.
Yeah.
I really hope you would just say no to most questions and kind of get it because you're a Vulcan, but you're not the one they expected to be sent here.
Yeah.
They expected someone a little bit more high ranking who could use their more core world Vulcan sensibilities to determine not to do any of this.
So I will buy
So
2.
that'll bring it down to div 3, and you got auto 2, so you need to get 1 success on the die.
I'll buy an additional die. Wait, no. No, yeah, I'm right. So 1, 2, 3 gets me
You
to
also have a
2, 3.
focus I would take in communication systems.
Cool. Would be that, but it's actually that. Yes.
You get 10. So you get 2 momentum, and you retrieve 10 data tapes. 5 of these data tapes are command records and show and record the events of a battle between 3 primitive Vulcan cruisers and a Romulan vessel of unknown design but significantly greater offensive capability. And 5 of the data tapes show between security logs, medical records, and final records, you can determine that in a rage induced by Ponfar, the main security officer unintentionally fatally wounded his mate, and in a rage induced by that and the fact that there was no way for him to return to a rational state, he ended up killing himself and everyone in the facility in a blind rage.
The one thing Airton would do out of consideration, he wouldn't voice any of this. He would write it onto a pad and then hand it directly to Vernie.
Which gets the raised eyebrow of, oh, that's interesting. not even having read it, just the being handed it in writing, like the, oh.
And I'll put like a headliner of culturally sensitive material. Discretion is advised.
Mm-hmm.
Your
The disclaimer that they put before like old Disney movies.
Yeah, this is very scandalous stuff. Even I'm kind of like, ooh, I wouldn't talk about this in polite company. This is kind of.
Aratana is looking at 2 dings, not from Starfleet, but from the Vulcan, the main from the planetary government of Vulcan would get very mad at Starfleet for just openly publishing this stuff, and it couldn't help but sour some other serving Vulcans' opinions of Aratana down the chain.
That's more in line with what happened to Aratana in his past career.
Yeah, Starfleet itself doesn't think there's anything wrong with this. It's just they're going to get bombarded, and you'd get hit as a casualty.
Yeah.
Unless
Starfleet probably thinks this is a great thing.
You and
Why do you think?
find some way to be very careful about this.
Aratana is the sort of guy who would kick down a temple door to arrest the criminal hiding inside. It's like, no, I don't care. You're under arrest. But that's a sacred door. I do not care.
But I imagine there's like phrases in this that, and Vernie's just like Ponfar, I don't think he's familiar with.
No, you don't know what that is.
Yeah, exactly.
There are a lot of concepts that are foreign.
So
I would parenthesize.
I'm not asking questions now, but
I would parenthesize because I know the average non-Vulcan would know that. I would parenthesize Ponfar as
that would take time. You're not going to be able to do that standing here in the ruins. You could do that eventually.
Well, what I was
Uh,
gonna say is a compromised
okay.
emotional state as a shorthand.
Oh, okay. In general, for an explanation of the events, but not.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying you were
a
going
side
through and
text.
noting every like Vulcan concept that would be unfamiliar to a non-Vulcan. You just mean that specific one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like the word
Or I
polymorph and
mentioned
then shorthand, a compromised emotional state. Look it up, sort of thing.
Yeah, I imagine there's like a bare few other ones that are critical to continuing reading that just have shorthand side
Oh,
notations.
You're a
Annotated.
logical Vulcan. You're a logical Vulcan. Name every logic concept.
Yeah.
It's like,
So-
okay, so we definitely returned to the ship. We've done what we came here to do.
Hmm.
We submit this to the
as you-
captain.
I will change scenes.
Oh, yes. But the general plan for him is like, we'll pass, like, the captain's got the final say, but as far as he's concerned, it's like, pass it to the Vulcans, they should investigate it, but it'd be great if they had a Starfleet contingent with them while that happened, is his recommendation.
As y'all are sitting in the living area, Revere and Soloris, a elderly Vulcan woman walks in and says, "May I help you?"
Am I to assume this is the mother?
Not assuming you know it is, yes.
Okay. Do I know her name?
T'Pek.
Yeah. I will stop playing and I will do the proper bows and say I'm here it's taken me a while of travel, but I am here to see sign.
She says, "This much was expected. Well, you'll want to proceed to the family's ritual site, unless you wished only to prepare the after ceremony meal with me."
The ceremony?
She says, "It should only just be beginning, but..."
I could infer that she was courting that man, but oh, by God, the gardener, he smells like Tellarite juice.
She says,
Oh, no.
"Typically impetuous, and you forget that it is not her decision. It was our decision,
Mm.
and one more suitable than present company."
Yes. I see your matters of discernment are just as sharp as they've always been. He's going to stand up and say, come on, we should go. How far away is the ritual site from here?
It won't take you long to get there.
Yeah, as they're leaving, she'll just say, it can't help but occur to me that you timed this in such an inconvenient manner. Do not think that I have forgotten this attempt at a slight. And she'll walk out.
Revere will
Uh,
nod at the old Vulcan women and follow.
There is a slight, ever so slightly small smile that comes when a Vulcan thinks they have completed a fait accompli. She definitely seems to think she has outwitted and outmaneuvered you.
Yeah, all right. Once we turn onto the street, Vulcans are strong, and I don't know how much time I have, so I'll burst out to a full sprint.
I guess I'll follow the captain.
You're definitely faster than her.
Yeah, I'll keep up with the captain.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dusty challenge.
Friggin' nerds.
Like you're one to talk.
Books.
I mean, I
Books.
watched the episode today to make sure I was remembering things correctly, and I wish I could remember the dialogue half as well as Revere, because every time someone said that, I was like, "Damn, I need to remember to say that," and I can't for the life of me remember all of the little.
Well, that
If it makes-
actress was the highlight of the episode. I mean, she was just, T'Pau was just brilliant.
If it makes you feel any better, they mixed up thee and thou. Thee's the plural, thou is the singular.
Oh, it's
But if-
translated from the Vulcan, so it's not
Yeah.
exact. Come on.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see.
Maybe it's like a formal plural, thou, like in French. So you
Yeah.
refer to them as vous.
They should have Americanized it with the actual American second person plural, y'all.
We move forward a scene as the two of you
Stupid.
run to the ceremony. As you come up, a guard moves to move in front of you, and Tapak from atop this pedestal says, "Why are you here? You represent neither family nor acquaintance."
She will stand up and say, I believe I am more family than this dirt monger.
God.
Revere's eyes get really wide.
She says, "You will show respect or be removed."
After all of these decades, how much respect have you ever shown me? Even the timing of this event is one final slight, for you decided it was not enough. I was never enough, was I?
Oh, this is the toxic E ERA.
She says, "You understand nothing, as it is not my decision."
You are a legal adult, are you not?
Oh, who are you talking to? This is coming from the person officiating.
Oh, the officiate. Oh, I'm sorry. I assumed this was the bride. Okay, the officiator.
No,
Okay,
no,
whoops.
no.
Okay. Okay, that changes
You had me
context
confused a
completely.
bit.
Okay, I got confused. Okay. Is she even here?
Yes, she's here. She's
I was
here,
gonna say,
but she's not said anything yet.
I thought it
You
was
were
this
blocked
guy
by
saying
the
it.
guard.
Okay,
You were
excuse me.
blocked by the guard, and then I said to talk the person standing on top of the
Okay, Tupac is
the
the
officiant.
priest, the officiator.
the person you met earlier. Yes, in the
Mhm.
guard. Yes.
How does that old lady get here faster than we did?
She
No,
didn't have to
the
play the loop.
administrator, not the mother.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
that'd
Pop
still be
back.
very funny though.
She
I mean, she could have
teleported.
taken the car. We did walk.
She's a good transport operator.
Better than ours.
Yeah, for real.
Oh,
Could she send us some pointers? And she's going to say, you know, it's wrong for it to not be up to the choice of the married.
She says, those who abandon tradition find themselves violently tossed among the stars.
You wouldn't be here in all of your peace and idleness and your stagnation were it not for people like myself and the lieutenant here fighting every single day to ensure you have that right.
She says, you will either show respect or remove yourself. There is a place here at the edge for you as a witness and nothing more.
I shoot a look at Cien. What does she look like she's thinking right now?
She's a master of culinary.
Yeah, that's what I figured. All right.
I
I mean, can't you just
She's said
talk
nothing.
to her?
I mean, I could, but I think she's giving the silent treatment for a reason. She will say, "Give me one moment," and she will step over and say,
Wait,
"Is this really what you want?"
She says, it has not yet come time for me to declare my opinion. You may wish to wait as an observer.
You are nearly as old as I. You do not have to listen to them. You have all the rights in the world as an adult.
Take the hint, Captain.
She stares back
And-
and
and-
she says, some
Yeah.
things must be as they are.
And yep, she'll stop talking and she'll fall in line.
lol.
that was very yes, dear.
She,
Must be.
Tapak says, it is time for the kafar. And Tenrar will go to perform his part. Oh, not his guard, him actually. Not his wingman. We'll go to knock
His wingman.
on a gong when Cien steps forward and says, I challenge Tapak, looking the slightest bit perturbed, which must mean that she is full of anger, says, and who do you choose? And she points towards the Commodore. And she says, Tapak says, your choice must be a valid one. And
Uh,
go ahead.
Revere will kind of step forward and go, your pardon, madam, but as one who stands with the Commodore, may I ask what makes her invalid?
You can give me presence command. You have no idea about the things that you're about to talk with about Tapak. So you're going to have to figure out your argument as the conversation goes on, which means she's going to get a free hit.
Okay.
And it's going to be an opposed presence. Actually, it'll be an opposed reason command.
Okay. Interestingly, that's actually a little better than presence command for me.
She will use her determination and sixth
Okay.
threat because the captain has annoyed her twice already.
Jeez.
And so 9. Am I reading that right?
6, 7, 8, 9. 10 because you.
Free hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either of you could lead and speak up. I assume you're taking the lead because you're the one who spoke up. But you could say that you grab attention to urge the Commodore to speak.
What
What's
do you
your
want to
reason
do?
command like?
13.
13?
I
Mine's
mean,
15.
I could always do the reading, but that just keep me to 14. I do have determination.
If
But
you have a
yeah.
determination, why don't you try to go for it? It's also probably your last roll of the night.
You can also. Do you have determination, Captain?
I do have determination.
If he needs a reroll or something, you can give it to him so he can get 2 benefits.
Also, okay. And I have Medal of Valor.
So
do
do
you have
I.
any,
Oh,
do
I
you
got
have any
Legion of
momentum
Honor,
on the
sorry.
Taylor?
2.
Okay, can I direct him to give his speech so I can activate that and act as an assist? Ordering you to fight him.
Yes, yeah, we noticed Soloris nudge Revere as she's kind of gotten the idea that someone calmer than her needs to make.
Right, yeah,
this
she
speech.
knows
He's melting
she's
the
on the
arguments for
edge, yeah.
you. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so I think I'm going to try and let's see. Either use I've got to figure this out, or I can fix anything.
I can fix anything. The captain
Okay.
has mucked this up so much, but
Okay.
maybe you can bring it back.
So, okay, with that value, can I call back way back to changes, which was me navigating a legal and procedural system I was unfamiliar with
Yes.
to figure out how to keep Kaufman aboard the Andromeda.
Yes.
Okay, so I will spend that. Let's see what else I can swing at this. Prehensile tail. Oh, distract her with prehensile tail.
Jingle, jingle, jingle. Look at the keys.
So
Yeah. Revere's particularly susceptible to this ceremony.
As long as they don't bring out a laser pointer, I'm good.
I was about to say, her ultimate answer is gonna be a laser pointer.
Right. Okay, so
Convincing argument. However, have you considered laser pointer?
Yeah. I will give you a momentum for did the reading in my trying to figure out what's going wrong with the
focus in Vulcan courting rituals.
Yeah. So that'll let me use science. That will help me some.
Already hitting on the priest. Got it.
She's a little old for you by like 200 years.
I mean,
don't think respected Starfleet officer would come in here.
H just a number.
Brennan just rolls up his sleeves.
I will give you a hit. Your trait Cation is knocking it down, but if you had, you would actually be a penalty if you had the level 3. I think. Yeah, if you just had Starfleet officer, Cation would basically get you at treat you as having disgraced Starfleet officer. No, sorry, unworthy Starfleet officer. But because you have respected, Caitian's treating as if you just have Starfleet officer, which does mean you are respected. Like, you've proven yourself, even if you're not like well regarded in her eyes. You're not. You're not nobody. So I'll
Okay.
give you a hit for that.
Okay, so that's 1 hit and determination, and let's see, I'll give you, yes, a momentum, and gonna do a full mit, so what's that? 5 more? Yeah. Okay, I don't think I can throw anything else at it.
Not with that attitude.
Okay, this is a swing from the park. But I actually have the Cochrane Medal of Excellence for warp core mechanics, so I'm a fairly famous warp theoretician. Can that act like a trait? Sure, I'm a Caitian, but
you would need 2 momentum. I would accept you creating the trait, but you would need 2 momentum to make it happen.
okay, that's fair enough.
I don't
So-
know if maybe you or the captain have a medal that could get you 2 bonus momentum real quick.
Not
Uh,
Yeah,
I
it only
think-
happens on successful tasks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, and then the captain's got a direct coming my way, so here goes nothing.
You get because of the Medal of Valor, you get it 2 instant free rerolls.
Ha!
Or sorry, you get a +2
So
automatically.
your determination plus the 2 on the assist, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which means you have beaten her by 2. 2 momentum gained.
You would ignore that last die, wouldn't you? Because you used determination.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You beat her by 1.
Okay.
Still applause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 momentum.
That's without Soloris's assist even.
No, my assist is an automatic too. That was already.
Oh,
counted.
okay, never mind.
As you speak to her for a second, it feels like you're getting out of your depth, but then you notice something. From you recently were reading an annotated history of the Vulcans, and she keeps referring to precedents set before the time of Surak, which is not highly regarded in legal terms. In traditional terms, things from that time stick around. But as far as like legally binding jurisprudence, nothing from that time is accepted.
I'm lecturing the ancient elf lady on the teachings of Surak. This is awesome.
Show me the rule that says a dog can't play basketball.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you studied Surak in the academy. Why? It's a foundational document of Vulcan culture. It's, like reading the chart.
You don't even need to know Surak's teachings that much. You just know she keeps mentioning every time you counter her, she mentions someone else who set precedent that wouldn't stand up in any legal dispute between Vulcans. It would only stand up as kind of a traditional culture touchstone.
Okay.
But no place to make a legal decision from. After a moment, she will say, Lieutenant, your point is well made.
I thank you, madam.
I would be incorrect to use purely traditional reasons rather than the binding documents from after the time of Surak. I acknowledge Cien's challenge. She says, Cien, do you accept becoming the property of the victor? Yes, I'm sure Revere's gets more annoyed, but it's not
Yeah,
the
his
time.
ears just like completely flat back.
Yeah.
The fact that you even pulled that off, Jesus.
Yeah, you've won that battle. Don't fight this one.
Yeah, like when she backs down, the most affection you have ever and presumably will ever receive from a Solaris is given to you, in which she it grasps your hand and looks at you and says, "Thank you."
Uh,
I mean, hip pads could have been good for an occasion, but okay, fine.
Cien says, I
Anytime,
accept.
Captain.
And then she says, then bring forth the Lirpa.
The what?
And a guard is going to bring and Tinrar. You are going to find yourself in a battle to the death.
Revere's eyes do that cat thing where they go from slits to really huge.
Why are
Yeah,
they so
she's
big?
going to. She's going
He's like,
to
wait,
turn
wait, wait,
around.
wait. I just talked my captain into a fight to the death.
Like McCoy, Revere had no idea what he was trying to get Solaris to be allowed to do.
Yeah, Solaris is going to turn around and say, "Feel free to inform the crew of everything if I am no longer capable of doing so myself." And she's going to roll up her sleeves and accept the Lirpa.
It's a good
Cats,
thing I'm
what?
not there. It is a really good thing.
Yeah, I might have asked you a question before episode, so I knew whether half the people in here would get shot by phasers or not, because they were insistent on tradition.
I mean, I've got a phaser.
How much momentum do we have right now?
One.
One.
Enough.
Great. Not enough, but enough to
No,
try.
no, no, enough.
I am going to spend 2 threat on a complication.
Mm-hmm.
No.
As the second she says, you may begin, he kicks a pile of sand towards you to take the initiative in this fight and act first.
No hesitation.
He
Yeah,
doesn't have no hesitation. That it would only cost a momentum to do that.
Oh, that's
this
true.
is a complication. Yeah.
He's a dirty cheat. Got it.
Yeah. As she moves to defend, she yells, "I would expect no less duplicity from a filthy dirtmonger such as yourself."
You know,
Dirtmonger's not going to be your favorite insult. Like,
I know, yeah.
again,
I'm
good
beginning
thing
to
I'm not.
wonder if maybe the captain is the bad guy in this.
I'm just saying I
he-
know
She's
plenty of
just
dirt.
horny.
He is going to make a melee attack. He is going to spend all but one of my resources.
Uh-huh.
Swing for lethal.
Oh, okay. All of my resources.
what a good friend you are, Artana.
Hey, it's a duel to the death. I'm just making
He's
sure
going
there.
to use the value. CN will be mine.
jeez.
The focus blade weapons.
Normal focus for a husband to be to have.
Hey, yeah, this is the focus he has because this is an important thing in his life. He's been working at this for 7 years.
Oh, 7
That's
whole
nothing.
years.
Yeah, that's
The
nothing for
day the
Vulcan. What the hell?
Bellerophon left, he was thinking about this.
That's like a weekend.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you're like stepping on the Bellerophon, getting ready to be chewed out for causing a diplomatic incident by the captain, and he's just rubbing his hands, being like, "Yes, it's all coming together." As you leave.
All right, it's all coming together.
I'm gonna take some classes in sword fighting. Okay.
He has 5 successes as he brings the Lirpa down at you.
I should
I'm
roll
sorry,
first
you're the
'cause I'm the
defender.
defender.
You are the
but-
defender, but he wasn't going to roll or use any less resources, so
All right.
it doesn't matter.
I only see 4 successes. If it's +2 from his value, shouldn't he have 6?
Determination.
Yeah,
Plus
but isn't that
3.
+2?
It is
Oh,
plus 2.
sorry. Oh, he rolled 3 successes. I thought he had 4.
Yes.
I can count.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clearly.
And how many dice did he purchase?
Your mother.
He purchased 5.
Oh, okay.
He purchased 5.
This is where I tell everyone that my security is 2.
I believe it.
No, we know.
Yeah, we know.
My daring 7. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say if your daring was better.
Um.
It's almost as if your logic's been stripped from you and you're making a bad decision.
Lots of very bad decisions. Very, very, very bad decisions here.
It's only bad if you lose.
Okay, he has 4 successes. Okay. Could I argue?
5.
Yeah, you keep trying to strip his successes away.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay.
5, right?
I'm focused on not dying here. I'm not going to remember the numbers correctly. Could I argue the trait of Starfleet officer here on the grounds that I have more training and experience in physical combat than him?
I will take that because normally when we deal with characters, we're dealing with y'all are dealing with Klingons or smugglers. You're dealing with people who've chosen a life that brings them into conflict a lot. While he may have taken up some training to get a focus, he's not a military officer who's trained like he's probably experiencing the very real fear of death for the first time, and you're
Mhm.
not.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm less that you have military training and that you are more ready to accept this than he is.
Mhm.
But I'm only going to give 1 hit rather than 2 for respected Starfleet officer because
Okay.
it's not really
It's not a
your
respect
reputation.
thing. It's the Starfleet thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not going to help. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. I know you can only get 1 lock an episode, but can you do another callback to get extra determination?
Yes. In fact, you can record multiple uses. Only one of them gets recorded in the end, though. But
Okay.
you can record everything you spent.
Okay.
It's so you can record I spent towards these 3 things, and then when you call back, you're going to choose one of the things.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Okay.
I think at the time you write it, you choose the one that was most important.
Okay. Well, I have
But
the
yes,
value.
You can call back. It's just I don't wait.
It doesn't. We can figure out the
Yes.
rest later. I just want the determination. Okay. I would like to spend on the
That's
value
what I'm trying to
logic.
remember. If
Okay.
I'm not making a mistake, am I?
What's that?
That you can call back to a different log
Sure, why not?
to gain a milestone. I don't think you'd gain the benefits of the milestone because you could only get 1 an episode.
Right.
So it would kind of be hamstringing yourself in the future, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but you're looking at getting determination now. That's the payoff. You're like, I need
Yeah,
determination
the
after this.
payoff
roll.
is not dying.
You are kind of killing a chance at a milestone or an arc for the thing you're doing this for, but you can do it.
All right. So I have the value. Logic is the beginning of wisdom, not the end. I am not acting very
Yes.
logically here at all. Okay, I can spend on that value. Can I also call back to the episode Archer Class Diplomacy, in which I last used this value to discern a Klingon spy?
I don't see how these are connected.
Okay.
What was the spy doing?
Let me double check what the episode was.
With Archer Class Diplomacy. Oh, that's when y'all got into the shootout and everything went to hell.
Battle related.
Yes, that spy was willing to kill you, so I will take this.
All right. All right.
In
So
fact, he tried to, I think.
Okay, I have my determination back. I have a free hit. So that's automatically, I'm at 3 successes. I only have to hit 2 successes. Okay. Can I spend the other determination? This is a hypothetical. If I spent a determination.
Oh, hey, you
Mhm.
get another free hit for the chastised groom.
Okay.
He's going to make mistakes because he's mad at you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's 4 free hits for me because that's okay. And what I want to double check is if I spent a determination on picking up the talent for the scene nerve pinch, would that be helpful here? As in
'Cause I-
dropping the Lurpa and trying to nerve pinch him, or would that not make sense here, given I'm both not acting logically and using a Lurpa? So I'll leave that one up to you.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that unless you were trying to say that even in your illogical state, you didn't want to kill him. The
Mhm.
problem with that is that it's not just illogical, it is illogical leaning towards kind of violent passion.
So it doesn't
And
make sense to not try to kill him.
well, on top of that, if you don't, you've just introduced a very dubious legal situation.
hmm
Um,
Because you have to use the Lurpa.
well, no, it's because he didn't die.
Yeah.
That's the
Mhm.
whole point. Is that you're removing the
Mhm.
the challenge.
Mhm.
Now you may have your own sensibilities around what's acceptable or not, but from a traditional Vulcan standpoint, you would be introducing trouble for yourself later,
Mhm.
which is normally not a good reason to murder someone, but it might be a good reason for you right now.
Given her headspace, even if it would be a mechanical benefit to swap to science, I don't think it makes a ton of sense because I also don't think the nerve pinch is a thing you can do logically. Lore-wise, I don't think it's a thing you can do when you're acting this animalistically. So we'll go daring, security. We have 1 momentum.
Mm-hmm.
One
There might
momentum.
be another talent.
I was gonna say,
What's your fitness?
7, 8,
Oh, but your
9.
security isn't good enough.
yeah, you can't get applied force.
hmm
You need to qualify
You
for it
can
again.
get defensive training to increase the difficulty of melee attacks against you by 1. Is there anything
You
else?
have another determination right now? Didn't you just spend it?
Oh, well, it wouldn't
No,
matter
and you
for
can't
this
get
roll
that until
anyways.
this
'Cause
attack
I
is
got...
over.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll worry about it next turn. Okay. Okay, so daring security, 1 momentum, and 5 threat to roll 4.
Oh no.
Okay. So that's 1 hit plus 2 plus 3 is 4. So it's 1 short of him.
Had 4.
Any way to reroll?
No, because I still don't think I can use that determination until after this roll is resolved, right?
That is correct.
Okay, then
Aw.
hit me.
I believe heavy
Okay.
blades are 4 stress.
Okay.
They are 3, but they have the intense
3.
quality.
3 and intense. All right. He'll
Oh.
spend.
A slight thing as well. I believe the captain had to give you 1 for deadly because you're using a deadly weapon.
That is correct.
I was defending, but
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
Yeah, but you.
If I had succeeded, I would have hit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose you could have
Is
chosen
that
not to.
every time? Is that every time or just the first time?
Well, because I think you're not allowed to stun someone with a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
You're allowed to stun someone with a weapon that is either stun or deadly. But if it's only deadly, you have to use it deadly.
To be fair, when you're defending, you could choose not to counterattack.
Oh, that is
The
correct,
attacker
yeah.
would have to, but the defender wouldn't necessarily. If they wanted to counterattack, it's like, well, now I have to
I'll
spend to
take
make
that.
it lethal.
Yeah. We only have
Alright.
you have to win for us to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Never mind. Sorry, I just thought that just.
I
brainwaved
take
me.
3 stress, and it's my turn.
I spent 2 to make it 5 stresses. He
Okay.
cuts across your right thigh.
Alright.
And Revere, you see kind of a gruesome injury. And it
Mhm.
kind of sets in. This is this is to the death, unless someone intervenes. But Soloris, you've gained the initiative.
By the way, Revere, are we past your hard stop? I don't want to keep you up unnecessarily. If you
I
have work
can't
tomorrow.
leave now. I can't
Are you
leave
sure?
hanging out here all day.
Okay.
I will say that unless Revere wants to step in, you could leave if you want to. This
Okay.
fight is the end, but I could expect that he's decided.
I'm
All right.
desperately trying to figure out something to help.
Okay. Okay. I have 5 stress less. I presume he still has the stress from the last time I talked to him. I
No,
mean
scenes
verbally.
change.
Okay. I thought stress doesn't disappear on scene change
Correct.
unless he took a rest.
No,
I presume he.
am I wrong?
You're wrong. You need time to rest. If he takes a breather, he gets back 4 stress though. If he had time to
Oh,
sit down and
he
chill
had
for a bit,
time-
he could heal
He
4
had more
back.
than enough time to take a breather.
Yeah, if you have enough time to sit down and have a drink, you could.
I thought he went to this wedding.
Yeah, but there were like
Okay.
hours in between that point.
Yeah, no, that would.
Were
Be
there?
hoping
We
you were
had
sitting
one
in the house.
conversation and then we started walking here. Presumably, he only had a couple minutes ahead of us.
No, you sat in the house for a while.
Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't realize how long
Okay.
we were in the house. Okay. Oops. Okay. I presume I cannot verbally insult him to cause stress now that we're in a life or death combat.
You could use momentum to create a trait that would help you by doing that. Like you could increase the chastise groom thing. You couldn't do actual stress damage to him.
Okay.
Though.
That's what I figured. All right. All right. Well. Okay.
Could pick up defensive training.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna spend. Do
Um,
I have to declare that attached to a value, or is that just free if you if he spends the determination?
It has to be attached to a value. The only ones that aren't are like the captain's ability to give directs and the I think it's the only one
XO.
actually. The XO,
Okay.
yeah.
I do point out that you now, since you're attacking, you will benefit from a trait that's only hurt you up until this point. Ponfar.
Oh. Okay, which is at
'Cause
level
you're
4
experiencing
right
that,
now.
and he's not. He is
is-
not. Yes.
So I get 4 free hits on top of the 2 free hits I already had from traits. So it's 6 free hits.
Yeah, because your body is pushing you to act
Kill.
incredibly
Yep.
violent and irrationally, and his is not because he doesn't have that connection with the person here.
Yeah, okay, so she's going to stumble back and touch the green blood pouring out of her thigh and let out a roar and charge at him. Okay. So this is daring security. I still want to spend that determination on defensive tactics because I don't want to die. Can I
Okay.
attach it to the value? Logic is the beginning of wisdom, not the end, because I'm still not acting
Yes.
rationally here. Well, awesome. And we have no
He's the
momentum,
defender, so he rolls first.
okay, go ahead.
He's going to spend his personal threat on CN will be mine and 3 on 2 extra dice from his personal pool, which means I'm out of threat. As distantly we hear Aratana ask for more civilized species.
Hey, just shoot each other. What's with all the knives?
Some people are so disconnected from their culture.
I was about to say, no. Meanwhile, Tweer is talking with
4
with
successes
Aratana's
from
like,
him, which means you can't fail this.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back with Aratana, Tweer's like, I
I
find
assume-
it extremely hard to believe that the Vulcans would be so violent.
Do I have to roll at least 1 hit on the dice for the traits to
Nope.
count?
No.
Okay. Then
Yeah, why bother, right?
So you've gained 3 momentum,
Okay.
and you have an intense weapon.
Mhm.
So you're doing at least 3. You could do up to
6, yeah.
6.
Mhm.
Unless you have any sources of bonus momentum from metals or anything.
Oh.
I have the Legion. Go ahead.
Just asking, did you already give the threat for a deadly attack?
No, take a threat. Take a threat because she's totally going to kill.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 extra bonus momentum from the Legion of Honor, which happens whenever I succeed on a task. So that gives us 4 momentum.
That
4
would
total?
take you. That would take you. No, because it's intense. That would take you up to 8 stress.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Damn.
I'll avoid one of those. As he takes 7. I don't have enough threat to avoid all of it. He does have the ability to avoid stress once per scene, but I would need 7 threat, and I only have 1.
Mhm.
So, he he tries to rely on a traditional high guard defense, and finds out very quickly that if your brain is telling you to ignore the fact that you might break your arms from swinging a limper this violently, you can break through someone's guard pretty easily. As Soloris, probably breaks a few of her own bones and causes a few other internal injuries, but can't feel it and doesn't care. And
Weird
you
twitches.
stab through Tenur. And eventually he falls to the ground.
It's just...
And
Which point Revere will run over to both of them, flip open his communicator, and say, "Lock onto my Revere to Andromeda. Lock onto my communicator. 3 to beam up. Medical emergency."
Okay, bring out the
guy.
transport chief.
All right, yeah, someone roll for Rusk.
Rusk. Diff.
Um, 3.
Have 2 threat. It's easy. Easier. And have an additional one for a bonus die.
I only need 1 more. Can I
That's
have
what I
1
mean.
more?
What? No.
Okay.
I was like, wait, what?
God's sake.
Oh, come on. Complication or threat?
Don't forget the ship.
Please tell me you have a reroll.
Those both land because
That's-
sensors are involved.
That is correct. 3 momentum gained, 2 complication or threat.
I will put out a complication.
Aratana saves the life of Tenrar by not giving me enough threat in the scene. There's only 2 people.
I did the math. I was like, wait, hold
yeah.
on. I know why you're asking that.
Talent for like last minute emergency beam out order, because I do that a lot.
You need the trait of
Yeah.
like beam me up.
Yeah, like emergency beam up.
Well, the beam out effect really tested well with audiences, so we tried to do it like every episode, and there's one
Yeah,
character we
right.
get to
There
do
you
it.
go.
In saying lock on beam out is a great like thing to do just as like a stinger just before a long commercial break.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Soloris, you start to energize, and then you find yourself rematerialize in the same place. You pat down your person and find your communicator held together only by a single, nearly sliced through internal cable.
Man, we gotta
Yeah.
we gotta talk with Harusk.
That's not his fault.
Yeah.
He locked onto the communicator. It should have worked.
Yeah, you watch as she realizes what's happened, and she grabs the communicator and throws it against this stone slab over here, and just lets it shatter. And then she falls to her knees in frustration.
If as you become incredibly frustrated, Sian will place her hands on your face and initiate a mind meld, and you start to come back to reality. You start to be able to regain control of yourself.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
And yes, you start feeling you've broken your left arm and 2 ribs, and you aren't sure that you can feel a significant portion of your left leg.
Yeah, she's going to stand up and just kind of
And
look
fall over
around.
because
Okay, you
your
can't cut on your
one of
leg.
your
Yeah.
legs is severely injured.
Yeah, and she's going to stumble down onto her knees again, and she's going to say, I apologize. In my outbursts, I appear to have ruined everything.
She says, accepting tradition, but allowing for a new interpretation is all that I could have asked for. This is
Aw.
why I've chosen you.
Okay, that's sweet.
Aw.
That's sweet.
He just
As
wants to be free.
then we will close out the episode as Dr. Tuir finds himself desperately trying to save a Vulcan he's never seen before and has no idea why was cut down or saved by
Fuck.
Revere.
And Revere tries desperately to get back to the captain.
The funny moment of, well, that was a very peaceful mission. I didn't have to pull my phaser or nothing. We didn't get hurt by anything. Well, it'd be nice to relax when we get back to the ship. Someone's dying. Well, that's your problem, Doctor.
Camera cuts to Soloris with a blood-curdling scream, cutting a guy down for daring to ask her girlfriend out.
But yes.
One that she has routinely left for years at a time, and just been, for years at a time. Oh no one else can claim you. Obviously, I mean, I'm out in space, thousands and thousands of light years away, but you can't move on.
You know what?
This will be evidence for the next time any Vulcans say to any of the non-Vulcan crew anything about being civilized or being a younger species or anything like that.
We're being above the petty drives of humans. Yeah.
Yeah. I was also gonna
You're-
say, like, man, this is
Oh, shit.
like
Someone saying that to Revere as Revere remembers that time he watched 2 Vulcans fight a death match.
God.
But with all that, for all of you watching out there, thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing, thank you very much for playing. And we hope to see you again next time. Bye.
Jeez.
So, I don't think we should let Vulcans be captains of ships.
Problem is, they're pretty popular. They all go murder crazy like every 7-8 years. So
Once, one day or so,
It's
every
only once.
7
They only
years.
got to get married once. Now she's got it locked down.
Well, and
Yeah,
the,
now it's
the,
fine. That
Well, and the follow up I was gonna say is like, look, once every 7 years, that's not too bad, considering the track record of most other Star Trek captains.
uh-huh.
that makes
Or given the fact that humans kind of have like a baseline level horniness that's above the or sorry, below the Pon farr, but significantly above baseline volcanism that Captain